Hey, y'all. Welcome, welcome. We're just about to get started here. Skippy, congratulations. I'm glad that your brother made it to level 60. That is quite the milestone. I'm pretty sure that is the milestone, is it not? We're about to get started here. If you like the look of pizza, then please enjoy the making of this pizza. It is not my hands that are so deftly massaging this dough. It is not my hands. It is a stock video of a person who is making some real tasty doughs. Pizza doughs. We are hanging out. We are watching the pizza doughs, dude. Like, if I had the right smarts, I would be busy making delicious pizzas all the time. But sadly, I am just one man, and I cannot be all different places making all different pizzas. Lala Bop, what's up? How's it going? Lala Bop. And I mean, if it was a better pizza ad, then gosh darn it, we would be knee deep in pizza right now. That's actually my preference, is I would love to just be freaking knee-deep in pizza right now. Alright? Okay? Don't freaking at me about it. Alright. What the hell? Whoop. This was the thing that happened the other day. Hello! Didn't I turn this on? No? Oh, it's not even on the... It's not even on the right source! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. NVIDIA. Welcome. Listen to the banging sound effects. Music. There we go. So, if you didn't know, if it wasn't painfully obvious, today we're going to be playing a little bit of Megastore Simulator. What is Megastore Simulator? You ask. Well, if you're a if you're a fan of places like Costco, that's pretty much what a Megastore is. And Megastore Simulator means that I get to practice the majority of my practical experience in my storied career to work a goddamn mega store. I hope you're fucking ready. Raw One, what's up? How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're all doing well. And if you guys... Sorry, Shabam! Here we are. Hello. Hi, guys. Hello and hello. Hello and welcome. You know, if you can see on the screen, that is Megastore Simulator. And what we're going to be doing in Megastore Simulator is we're going to be working a retail job. We're going to be working a retail job. Do you guys know what retail is? I don't know if you do. Anyway, retail is what you do when you can't find a better job. When you have no decent college degree and and you're not, you know, the best suited for normal employment. And you know, if I could, I would love to be anything more than just a retail slave. But gosh darn it, that's where we're at right now. Okay, we are in retail slave territory. All right, and we're gonna be a retail slave until we can figure out how to get this channel monetized. I know we can do it together as a team, as a community. And all I need from you people is 2,000 people watching for 1 hour. That's all I need, all right? I just need 2,000 of you watching for 1 hour. Can you certify as a Costco employee? Can I certify? I don't know. Is that a thing? Do people certify as a Costco employee? That'd be pretty cool. Let me reduce the size of my face so you're not all like looking just directly into my maw as we hang out here together today. Let me know if the chat is covering up my face. I don't think it is, but let me know. Let me know if I'm wrong. Do you get a cut of your employee benefits and give them a corporate speech about how we are all family? Yeah. Well, you know, we are a family. Here in the corporate world, we're all family members, and we're all part of the same both team and family. It's creepy. It's a little creepy. You know, I don't particularly like most of my family members, but that's what we're doing here. You know, I'm gonna put myself through just mild trauma / torture in order to hope soon that this channel gets monetized. And all I need in order to monetize this channel is I think 78 more subscribers, which that's not a problem at all. You know, getting subscribers is not the big deal. It's really the engagement I think that most YouTubers are trying to get on lockdown. And that counts as, like, you know, sharing the video, liking the video, subscribing, all that kind of stuff, but also like commenting and chatting and things like that. Very helpful. Not totally necessary though. But what I'm hoping is that, you know, just through me hopefully, you know, putting a little bit of my butt in the fryer, if that's a phrase, I hope that through a little bit of that, maybe we might be able to get there together as a community. Raw one, I did not stream on Monday or Tuesday. Those were 2 days of my wife's birthday extravaganza weekend that we had planned. It was very fun. It ended up being a very fun weekend. It was a very fun extravaganza. And you know, I hope to have the same amount of funitude for my own birthday in December. And it was very fun. It was very fun. We had I think one of the dinners that we had was like just some shitty like chain restaurant like Olive Garden, you know, but it was really good. I enjoyed it. Like, we don't typically do that, you know, like I am generally a very like I cook at home kind of guy, but you know, I don't know, we had a good time. We had some cocktails, we hung out, you know, all that kind of stuff. I'm not a Capricorn, actually. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a Sag. 5 likes on the video so far. That's pretty cool. You know, you don't see that in the first however many minutes that often, so that's pretty cool. I'm enjoying that. I hope to see more of that. Let me put it in the right category. It's in how to and style for some reason. Let's put it just in the old default entertainment section here. And 6 likes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's really awesome. I don't think that my videos or my live streams have ever gotten 6 likes this early out the gates. So thank you very much. I appreciate it. That it actually is really helpful. You guys have no idea. Aries. Oh. I don't think I've ever been an Aries. You get it? Because you can't change that thing. It's not really that funny. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a brand new game. I have day 33 already logged in on this journey of my own solo-ness, but we're going to do a brand new game. We're going to start a new file. We're going to get into it, and first things first, I'm going to need your guys' help coming up with a name for this place. That's right. We got to figure out what our mega store is going to be called, okay? Cynical, you had a good idea, Student Loan Simulator. That actually feels like it can tie into the name, but I want something a little more nuanced, all right? I want something, I don't know, I want something punchy, clever, you know, like getting at it. I don't even know what getting at it means, but we're getting at it, okay? We're going to get at it, and we're going to climb underneath it, and then we're going to make it work for us, okay? So that's how we got to envisionalize, if you will, the name of this place, all right? We got to figure it out. The Liquor and Diaper Store. Now, we can sell, I think, liquor, but I don't know about diapers. And I think what we're going to do first is we're going to start out with a bakery. I think that's because I haven't started with that one yet. The other one I went with was Toy and Candy on my other save file, and I don't like that one. It's not very good. it's not lucrative. It doesn't return anything on my investment. You know, I keep going into the red. And I want to go into the black. This isn't something that you should have to worry about as a retail slave. But you know what? We're the owner of this store. Okay, we're the owner here. And we gotta keep up appearances. We gotta make sure that we look like we're both the employee and the owner, so that we can have that authoritative air about us. You know, I think that's important. Use beer as a loss leader and give them beer when they come into the store, like Grand Piano used to give people glass bottled Coca-Cola. You mean that like as an incentive to shop there? We don't want drunkards, all right? Just willy-nilly, just being like wasted all the time everywhere, okay? All right, we can't have that on our conscience. But if we're gonna do that, we need to go groceries first. All right, so it'll be a little bit like supermarket simulators or something like that, which is fine because it's, you know, I mean, these are all asset flips anyway. Some of them cost $10, some of them cost $30, but all it is just some, you know, asset flipping game, which is fine. I like that. I don't mind it. But if you've seen one of them and did grocery in that game, then you've seen another one, and you've probably done grocery in that game too. So bear with me. We will go into the other stuff ASAP, but grocery is a good place to start. Now, what are we going to call our megastore? I haven't found out a way to change it, so once we decide, it'll kind of be locked in stone. Locked in stone? Set in stone. I'm thinking... You know, we were actually getting big bursts of viewers when we were in How To in Style. Let's switch it back to How To in Style, you know? Why not? How To in Style. How to work retail for free. There you go. That's a good topic for the video. How to work retail for free. That's what we're doing. And, you know, I mean, the reason... This is a lighter that my wife found the other day. I can't see a thing here. Hang on. There we go. A preview. I couldn't see a preview, but now I can. Look at that. Isn't that fun? It's a skull. I think it's out of juice, but the thing comes out the top. This is probably like some crackheads. I'm assuming it was like a crackheads, because who would own a lighter like that? You know? I certainly wouldn't. So, what we're hoping to do is we're hoping to get the YouTube channel monetized so that we can get channel memberships going, because I'm really falling out of love with Twitch. I don't know if you guys are aware, but Twitch, like when you become an affiliate or whatever the next thing up from free account is, when you become an affiliate, they just start playing ads, like just incessantly on your channel. And you can adjust those down as much as you want, and I've done that. They're at the minimum. But it's still like I can tick on whether I want pre-rolls, and so I've done that. But it seems like way more efficient if you put pre-rolls on, and then like because it extends the time between your last, like when your ads are supposed to be happening. It's really stupid. It's really stupid, and I'm getting pretty gosh darn disillusioned with Twitch, like just because of like how money grubbing they seem to be. YouTube seems to be a kind of place where people can kind of like make their own way, and they can like you know, do a thing, you know, like it's just like they can let you do your own thing, YouTube, and it's not Twitch. Twitch is much more like, we're gonna make you watch a bunch of ads, then maybe you'll see something that you like, but we got the ads in the first place, so there you go. What you need is good content. Well, I'll take that jab, and I'll absorb it, and I'll understand it, and I will try not to see it as an insult. You seem to be new, Raw One, you seem to be new to the concept of a live stream. This is the content. The talking randomly, the me therapizing myself here, as I've said many times, that's the content, man. You know, if you don't like it, maybe I'm not the channel for you. But you've been here, you know. You've been here for a while. I figure this is the second time I've said this also in as many streams. You know, it seems like you know, that you like maybe either the things that I say, or you find me somewhat entertaining. So thanks for sticking around, even if you don't like what I'm doing. Nah, I even made a streaming platform ages ago. Well, then I figured that maybe you might be more sympathetic to people who don't necessarily have riveting content at all times, because that's not what live streams are about. Should multi-stream to Twitch, YouTube, and TikTok? I stream to Twitch and YouTube. I'm not a big fan of TikTok, and I'm probably going to stop streaming to Twitch here pretty soon. Like I said, if the channel gets monetized, then then we won't even be needing to be. We won't be needing to be streaming on Twitch. You know? Why don't we do that? Why don't we do that? We will take Raw One's suggestion, and we'll put that as the name for our mega store. There you go. There you go, Raw One. Oh. Didn't mean to do that. And we'll make it very Best Buy coded. Best Buy coded. Is this content? Probably not. Oof. Oh, that is obnoxious looking. Oh my god. Yep. If it's obnoxious, I want it. Oh yeah, neon, perfect. Absolutely. Absolutely. What about Kick? Nah, I don't like platforms that do a lot of like trading in crypto and bot like their favorite content creators. I'm not a big fan of that. I guess if I had started there not knowing anything about the whole like controversy surrounding the owners of the platform, I would have probably like signed on, and if I had had a chance to grow immediately, maybe I would have been like, yeah, you know, this is okay. But after I learned about the unscrupulous nature of how they conduct themselves, then I probably wouldn't want to stay on Kick. Unfortunately. Even though, like, I know that that's a thing that people do in order to get bigger viewership, I don't think it's worth that much. And it's like kind of the same thing with, this is probably why I'll never get sponsored. And it's because like I would be more inclined to call a company out for its scamming than I would be, than I would be likely to add or to read the ad copy. You're kind of over-principled for success. Why do you think I've had this channel for 13 years and only just now have 422 subscribers? The reason it's not over-principled to be, a scrupulous person. I don't want to engage in scams. I don't want to engage in exploitation of people, and that really limits my options. It just happens to be the direction I'm choosing, man. Like I said, this is all a hobby, and if it gets monetized, that would really, really help with the move in a couple of months. But I'm not looking to make a living off of this. I work full time. It is when everything is a scam and crypto is a scam. Well, no. Being principled in general is not being over-principled, Raw One. That's the point that you're missing here. Being principled in general is all I am. I just believe that I shouldn't participate in scams and, hoodwinks and exploits and things like that. That's simply just being a decent person. That has nothing to do with being over-principled. Being over-principled would be if I was to say never take any kind of money or sponsorships. If I believe in a company, I'd be totally down. And if I believe in a company, like, Twitch hasn't, they kind of shaft their streamers, and that's why, with all the ad shit right now, that's kind of why I'm gonna not really want to stream on Twitch very often. See, that's principles in action. When you compromise your principles, you're not just being default moral. Being default moral means you don't compromise those principles. It's very, very common for people to give up their morals and their principles in order to pursue money or pursue viewership, and I just haven't done that yet. And I'm sure, like, if I was like, oh, hey, I'm a born-again Christian, like, I used to be an atheist, and now I'm like, I take dick supplements, and my dick's bigger, and, like, look at me, I'm sure I'd get more viewers. But that's not the way I want to approach this, Hell, if I believe in a company, I invest. Right. Same here. I have bank accounts specifically just for doing micro investments, and it's how I make a lot of my supplementary income. But that's, you know, that's what I was saying about this whole thing is, you know, if I can do that, I can take more time that I don't have to spend doing that side stuff. I can just concentrate more on creating content. And if you want to see better content, I need to be able to spend more time here. The time that I start streaming, that's why it's always such a variable start time. The time that I start streaming is literally the first second that I have free. And then that's why I have to like usually stop around 12:30, 1 o'clock, because there's a bunch of shit I have to do, you know, other than that. So the less time I have to spend doing that, the more time I can be here with you guys creating content. And the more time I'll have to research that content too, so. That's the long and short of it. So I guess we're starting with produce for some reason. It's not exactly where I would start if I was going to be starting a grocery store/market. I'd probably be wanting to start around dry goods, flour and grains, staples like millet. You know, millet's good. Millet high life. What am I doing? Sorry, I know if you see me on the screen, I might be going like whoop, like that. I keep getting those internal burps that you get sometimes, where you have that thing in your chest. It feels like there's a bubble in your chest. Some would call that acid reflux. Me, I just call it being me. We'll call it a goose hiccup. Acid reflux, yes indeedy. I mean, I hope not, because I feel much too young to be... I got it! I already know what the hand truck is for, thank you! Yeah, I mean, I feel like I feel too young to quite need, anything for, like, heartburn or acid reflux or anything like that, you know? I feel too in my prime. Oh, baking soda? Yeah, I mean, I guess the fizziness might help, but usually just water. Water helps. Water's the thing. How old are you anyway? Oh, I'm 19. You believe that, right? Would you believe if I said I was 19? I mean, I wouldn't if I was looking at me. If I was a stranger and I was looking at me just now, then I wouldn't think for 1 second that I was 19. But you never know. Maybe I can pass for 19. 22. 21. I'm just old enough to drink. Judging the new generations, yeah. What, do the new generations look older than they are? They look 47 at 20. This is what people... Oh my god, the produce things even have misters. Okay, I'm all on board with the produce now. Super on board. Andy Milonakis looked 15 but was 40, yeah. And he didn't even have that disease that makes you stay a kid for your entire life. Like, Usher and Webster. That's a mean-spirited joke about how Usher's a tiny man. I don't know why I made that. He's not, like, a bad guy or anything. He just looks small. He looks like a very small man. John Legend. Small-looking men. Nothing against them, you know, no slight against these small-looking men, but they're very small-looking. And that's okay. You can be small and powerful. That's why they call them short kings, you know? Alright, well... I don't want to pack it. Nope, I didn't. I wanted to open the goddamn shop. Jesus. Alright, we're open. This is just the tutorial stuff. I think the next day is kind of when you start being able to just do whatever you want. But it wants to. I hate having that stuff at the top of the screen. The tutorial shit at the top of the screen. I hate having that. So I would much rather just get them out of the way. Perform checkout ×2. I don't need you talking shit to me. That's the one thing that I really love about this game that I want to be right front and center is how they walk up to you like normal and they just go, "Hello? Is anybody here? Fuck you, customer. How dare you?" In these games, it really helps to use the numpad. If you've never worked retail before and you're not familiar with 10 key, then maybe it wouldn't matter to you, but 10 key is really useful for people who grew up in my generation. because it's you know, if you grow up in the generation of physical calculators, and what I mean by that is calculators that actually print out a receipt as you are typing. The what is it, economic calculators or something like that. You know, it makes it easier to just do the damn thing, and then when they hand you cash, that's bullshit. Oh man, I hate counting cash. Fuck that. Today I got banned from a flat earther stream because I said I've even seen the sun and moon in the sky at the same time. That happens in the US, right? Yeah. I've definitely, during the day, I have absolutely seen the sun and moon at the same time. But I mean, if you're in a flat earther's stream and you say something like that, they might think that you're placating them, or that you're being dishonest. Like you're gonna be like, oh, just kidding, actually I believe in science. You know? Like they might be like, oh, this person's out to get me. Because that is kind of how they behave. It's like, well, these agencies are all out to get me. Bob Lazar, like, talks about how his home was raided and shit. And how, like, the CIA is, like, trying to come and get him. Even though, like, they don't give a shit that he exists. He owned a fucking brothel, dude. Like, I mean, I get that it's lucrative to be talking about, like, aliens and shit, but if you're, like, on the surface a piece of shit, then it's going to be pretty clear to the people that look at your commentary and are like, okay, well, he's just trying to hide that he's a piece of shit. This is all just him avoiding that he's a piece of shit. Okay, I get it. I get it. It's like Donald Trump, you know, talking about the all the aliens, you know, talking about the war in Iran. Anything to distract from he and his billionaire friends just trafficking children for like decades and decades and decades. Oh, but don't worry, guys. We've got aliens. We got aliens. It's all good. We're talking about aliens. We've got aliens. We're doing the thing. Aliens is what's important. It's not holding people accountable. It's aliens. Even though that's what he campaigned on, was holding people accountable. But I guess his wasn't the swamp he was talking about draining. You know? You never know. The host was genuinely arguing flat Earth with "Have you ever seen the moon and the sun at the same time?" Yeah. Nice. The thing is, he was asking for it. Seems like he was asking you to say whether or not you've seen the sun and moon at the same time, and you like in good faith answered them, and they were like, "Nope, that's a troll. That person's a troll. Nope, there's no way. There's no way they agree with me. Nobody ever agrees with me." The world's on the back of a turtle, not flat. And covered by a invisible dome of water, too. I don't know if you knew that, but the Ninja Turtles are real, and we live on one of their backs. I think it's Leonardo, but I'm not sure.
Hey, how's it going?
And, you know, we have an invisible dome that's made of water, and it's called the firmament, and no spaceship has ever made it past it. That's why all spaceships, when they take off, they look as though they're curving. That's why they look like they're curving, because they just land in somewhere randomly in the ocean. We can understand how massive the fucking Earth is in scales small enough to know that we don't, or to wonder why we don't, or yeah, to wonder why we don't feel like we're spinning off the surface of the Earth because of centripetal force. But for some reason or another, we also understand massive on a scale large enough to think that a spaceship's never going to be found if it lands some random place in the ocean. Explain that, flat earthers. Why do you both understand scale and not understand scale? It's insane. Yeah, that was the theory with Atlantis, some ice walls in Antarctica, allegedly. Full name, Leonardo Atlas Turtle. Good sir, I believe that he is Leonardo Atlas Turtle III. All right? You'll do well to remember that. Now let me wait on this lady, okay? She got a credit card, which is fine.
Hey, how's it going?
I typically, you know, I prefer cash, but that's only when things are in round dollar amounts. It's very nice to just be able to input something rather than have to make change for your fucking $80 bill for some reason. You're handing me 3 bills, and I have to give you $56 in change? I'm looking at you guys. I know you guys do this when you go into retail establishments. I know you do. Don't you fucking front with me. I know you be doing this. handing 3 fucking bills, handing like a goddamn 50 to the cashier. Hey, can you break that for me? Well, yes, I can, but I would rather not, sir. I would rather not. How dare you? How dare you ask me to do that? How dare you ask me to create change for you? Ooh, you son of a bitch.
Hey, how's it going?
1 apple. 1 apple at $1.99. And would you hand me a $10 bill? How dare you, sir? I'm calling the cops. Oh god, it's broken. Oh no, it's broken! I can't call the cops. 3 cents. This is just on principle. This is why I make things a whole dollar amount. Because it's ridiculous. We're literally nickel and diming people. Very literally.
Just these, thank you.
Just these? As in multiple items? Oh no! All products are sold out. See, this is... I wouldn't be doing this in real life. This is just purely for the tutorial. You want to let it run out because then it says, you know, got to do all this. Oh, we buy a new product license and shit. The store's not closed. We are still open. I don't even have the XP. All right, so I gotta wait. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. You sons of... You sons. Let's take this easy, you know? Let's just get a couple of things to restock for the rest of the day. 1557 is 4 o'clock, roughly. It is now 4 o'clock. We close at 11, I think? I think we close at 11? I'm not sure. We definitely don't have Best Buy hours. We have Best Buy look, but not Best Buy hours. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. How was your weekend, by the way, my friends? How did your weekend treat you? Did you guys have a good Memorial Day? Did anyone barbecue? Now that is one thing that I think, you know, that's part of that American dream that we've been missing out on a lot lately, you know, just with all the stuff going on. It's hard to appreciate a good barbecue, you know, but Memorial Day is a perfect day for barbecue. And I don't mean like, you know, what the UK thinks barbecue is, like hot dogs and halloumi, you know, but like, you know, like good, like brisket and like some pulled pork, you know, and like some of that good shit. Yeah, I had some grilled stuff over the weekend. Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Rock, flag, and eagle, you son of a bitch. Did I even set a price for that? I didn't set a price for that. Oh my god, I'm losing money. I'm losing my shirt over here. I need to gently place this down. I'm losing my shirt. No, stop! Stop buying! Stop buying these! You fuck! No! No, 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 he bought 4 of them! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, I lost my shirt on this deal. Ah, you fudgeman, you old fudgeman, you're taking me for everything I'm worth here. Jesus. I gotta raise all prices by 10% now just to make up the difference in that one purchase. Did he buy at the right... Did he buy at that price too? You son of a... Stop! Get me out of here! Get me out of here! I gotta change one more price. I need to leave. I need to leave. I need to leave. Oh, that's sold out. Thank the frickin' Lord. Thank God it's sold out. Thank God. Thank the Jesus God of the Bible. Thank him. Thank baby Jesus in the manger.
Hey, how's it going?
I was gonna freak out. I was gonna freak the fuck out. Y'all know I shouldn't be freaking the fuck out with my heart, okay? Not my heart the way that it is. Get it? That's a self-deprecating fat joke. You get it? Because I'm overweight. 3.98.
Hello.
6. Nope, not 6'3", 691, not 94, 91. 3375. Come on. Speaking of Arma, I actually didn't speak of Arma. Where do you burn the cardboard? Cheesy potato casserole, which really should be called sour cream and onion cheesy potato casserole. God damn. A lot to say, but it sounds good. And, you know, we burn the cardboard in the incinerator. That's actually how we keep the place heated.
Hi, nice to see you.
Sir, I don't know who you are. Nope. Sorry, my long Flojo type nails are getting in the way. Nope. Did I put down 10 or 20? I cannot believe. How dare you? Alright, so today is day 1. We're going to be doing this. I wanted to kind of force myself to distribute some of my focus into actually making videos as opposed to just doing clips of live streams. I don't think that's a bad way to make content. I think that people do that all the time, and it's totally, like, that's the stuff that I tend to watch. But, I just want to do something a bit more creative, and so I'm, in doing this, in forcing myself to not do commentary for the majority of my stream for now, at least for a couple of weeks, I'm hoping that I can inspire myself to make better production value videos in the future. And I think that's a good way to kind of push myself into doing more interesting things, you know? But today is day 1, and tomorrow will be day 2, and day 3, what was it, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all going to be doing that same shtick. To be honest, I personally prefer a lot more live content. I kind of do. I work such weird hours that it's hard for me to actually, like, catch content when it's live. Especially the people that I watch all stream when I do. And, like, those that I wish, because those are the audiences that I like. Like, those are the audiences that I'm hoping to gain is people who, you know, are in the same community as me, and we all stream at the same damn time. Ay. I get it. Well, it's because this is, like, the best time of day. Not the best for viewership, but it's the best time of day, I think, just, like, for the vibes. Like, it's during the middle of the day. This is when I don't have much going on, like, in my work schedule, so maybe other content creators are the same. Like, they don't have much going on at this particular time. And, you know, I support that kind of shit. What do you call your community or describe your community as? People who, I don't know, tend to frequent the same creators as me, who show up in other chat rooms when I'm there, typically. People who like to debunk, you know, pseudoscience and religious zealotry, you know, fundamentalist things. People who like to either debunk or offer a pushback against people who try to unilaterally convert others. Unilaterally meaning just, like, they go into people's streams and, like, try to convert them to Christianity kind of stuff. You know. Or, you know, people who talk about what's going on in the world, news and things like that. I would consider those my communities. And want to change that. There we go. Perfect. What about all the atheist call-in streams? What about them? Those aren't necessarily my communities. I wouldn't mind if that was my community. I started out this year, or not this year, but I think last year I started out trying to offer for people to call in to debate, but I just had a series of just people who, like, wouldn't listen to me. And I'm not here to give other people a soapbox. I was here when I was doing that to give people a chance to help me learn about these subjects, but no sir. No sir, did not have people that really wanted to do that. And again, since I stream at the same time as all those other call-in shows, people are they're watching them and they're gonna call into those. And that started as like a big TikTok thing. And I don't have a following on TikTok, so you know. You need to be entertainment focused and give people a chance to troll. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like what the idea was with doing anti-religious stuff on stream, like as a concept for a live stream. It was to just kind of give people the opportunity to come in and if they want to talk shit. And that definitely, I mean, to be fair, a lot of the viewership that I have right now, it's not a lot, it's like a few viewers, but like the majority of them are Christians. I'm not certain why, but that just seems to be the flavor, you know. Maybe one day it'll change, but it has not yet. What are we? It's 6 o'clock. Okay, I just want to make sure that we are at the beginning of the day. So this game doesn't really obey the laws of like what a real business would. Like at a real business, you're usually not paying your bills at the beginning of the day. You pay your bills at the end of the day. So in this game, if you like hire someone and you have a loan that you're paying, then you could lose, and you only have like $15 at the end of the night, because that's how I budget things, you know, I budget at the end of the night. Then you're gonna end up like negative money and you'll lose like all your employees and shit. Oh man, it sucks. So it's just a lot easier to you know, if I was the dev, I'd switch when it takes money out of your account. It would be every beginning of the day. Not every beginning of the day, no. Every day when your totals wrap up, then, and that could be at the beginning or the end of the day. I don't care. Just figure it out differently. I don't want that. I don't want to have to factor that in after all the other stuff, you know? That sucks. Gosh darn it. All right, we need stuff to start the day with, so I'm just going to get 2 of that. This one actually sold quite well, and we've got the money, so why not? As soon as I can afford the big box mover, I will purchase that. What's up, Brock? How's it going? Hey, look, see, you know, if you ask nicely, people will like the video. We got 7 likes on the vertical stream. Gosh darn it, I would consider that a record broken. Well, no, I think we've gotten over 10 likes before, but still, on a very casual stream, that's a pretty good number. All right, one that we're not like going hard. We're not trying to optimize the thumbnail or posting on social media, anything like that. Just letting the chips fall where they may. That's pretty cool. How many dislikes? Dislikes? People rarely dislike live streams. You have to be like really petty. I think the most dislikes I've ever gotten on a stream was like 1. Maybe 2. But even when people like come in here to talk shit, like I don't think people really think to do that. I think when you're watching a video, like after it's already been produced and made, then like people mention like, hey, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. So maybe it's like on people's minds like more often. But that's not really a thing that happens, people disliking live streams. At least it hasn't happened to me yet. Maybe it is a thing that happens and I just haven't seen it. But yeah, I don't typically get any dislikes on the stream. On my videos, I certainly do. Ho ho! People do not like me talking about Jeremy Hambley. Unless I say something positive, which I probably never would. But people do not like when you talk shit about the creators they enjoy. No, sir. I got like 36 dislikes on my Jeremy Hambley video. Whew. That's a record, too. That is a record. You get them if you're annoying or if you're doing ASMR or mukbang. Yeah, and unfortunately I don't do any of those things. So I just have to rely on you guys, on the people who enjoy watching me for my chillness. I gotta rely on that, you know? That's why, you know, I was telling my wife the other day, like, she's like, it was about like getting clients or something like that. And I'm like, I can only do so much, you know, let this be a lesson to anybody who wants to start a business, okay? Papa Goose, putting on his Papa Goose hat right now. If you want to get into business and you want to be successful and you're not one of those people who's like out there in people's faces all the time, you're going to have to rely on help. And it sucks to have to ask for help, but you have to be able to be good with asking for help. Like, you have to be willing to ask for help if you need it. And that's one thing that, like, people are, like, very against. People, like, yeah, I don't know, cynical. Try and say it in a way that, or you can maybe say it in the Twitch chat or something. I don't know. But, like, ask for help if you need it. Because a lot of the times, if you're not an extroverted person, then you're going to have to ask for help, because otherwise you will have to rely on something other than, you know, the advertising or the marketing or whatever promotional materials that you've put yourself in, because likely if you're not an extroverted person, you're not going to do that much in terms of advertising with your face in it. And if you're the front facing part of the community or of the restaurant or whatever business that you've started, people aren't really going to have a person to attach it to, and it's going to help them, like, you know, bond with that and bond with your story and understand who you are and why you're doing this thing, because all that plays into it. The first impression with someone, if they are like, oh, hey, like, you're doing some cool, like, I don't know, if you're, like, some cool concept, like conservation. Let's say you're a conservationalist and you're trying to protect a species or something. Like, that's easy to glom onto, because that's a really good first impression. You're doing something really good for the world. You're trying to help, you know, species that are becoming extinct. Hell yeah. Hell fucking yeah, I'll subscribe to your channel. If we're dovetailing that with content creation. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, if I'm doing a lot of the same stuff that other people are doing, the algorithm isn't going to push my stuff, but the like, I try to bring my personality to that, but computers aren't going to see that. Like, they're not like, the AI can detect whether or not I'm using copyright content, but it can't tell whether or not I'm funny. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I mean. Like, it's that kind of stuff. I have heard of Voices of the Void, and one of my favorite content creators played it for a very long while, and it seemed fun. It seemed very sandboxy, but it also seemed to have a lot of, like, complicated mechanics that I'm not sure. Like, I'd be willing to try it. But yeah, if it's free, I'm definitely down to grab it. But yeah, it does look quirky. Very, very in keeping with some of the themes that we've been talking about lately on stream, like aliens and stuff. That'd be a good one to play with my NASA hat on. I mean, if you wanted some random views, you could just play some Forza Horizon 6. I'm not a big fan of driving games. You know, the last driving game I think I played was probably Carmageddon, or one of the Twisted Metal faction, or Twisted Metal entries. If you voice displeasure with data centers, you're on a government list now. Fuck data centers! Fuck your heat generating bullshit! Fuck your bird killing bullshit! Fuck your goddamn, like, fucking solar bullshit farms and data bullshit micro wafer, like, fuck them, fuck y'all! It's pretty good. It has auto drive and tuning, but why? If I was going to play a driving game, then the aspect I'd be playing it for would be the driving. You know, I'd want, like, a whole, like, steering wheel setup and stuff, you know? I'd go Tokyo drifting. I like driving games, but usually prefer non-racing ones. Weren't the windmills and 5G behind the bird killing? Well, no. That is according to Donald Trump and fucking Ted Kennedy. Or RFK Jr. Ted Kennedy. Nope, not according to Ted Kennedy. Welcome to the list, Goose. All the cool kids are here. Yeah, it's okay. I don't mind being on a list. That kind of list. I don't want to be on a different kind of. I don't want to be on the kind of list that people don't want to be on. I don't mind being on that kind of list. Make sure that I am very specifically. I'm being very specific with that. So I got to pick a new music track. Okay. Come on, music track. There we go. It took a bit to get started. If I wanted to drive, I'd go actually driving. True. Like American Truck Simulator is pretty sweet. Yeah, and those are the ones that usually have like big supportive communities. But if I'm not gonna have fun playing a game, I don't want to just use that to try and get views. You know, I want to play something that I actually enjoy. And this kind of like micro logistic stuff is stuff that I like just kind of mindless labor. And it kind of it falls in line with just my experience, like just my practical experience. So it's like I'm going back to my retail roots. And I'm going to do that for free until I get paid, you know? I think that's a pretty sweet deal. What's more scary, AI data centers, 5G, solar flares, or alien solar flares? I don't think I have much reason to fear the others. You know? Just at least not, like, at this particular moment. And we're open. So in my other save, I took the plunge, and I got a really big Learn, and I bought a couple of self-checkouts, and gosh darn it, if that wasn't a huge boon, if I could, I would make sure that all of my checkouts were self-checkouts, but the number of checkouts is actually how many customers the game will allow into, it counts for how many customers the game will allow into the store. Each regular checkout is, I think, 7 customers, and self-checkouts are, I think, 5. 5 or 6, something like that. But, you know, you want a person at a register, because that they give the biggest chunk. Goose's Gosling, what's up, man? How's it going? Oh, god damn it, no. Skippy! God, there's other content creators who I've reached out to, saying that we need to form, like, a Goose community. And so when you join as your alter ego, it makes me think that you're one of them, and I'm like, oh hey, what's up?
Hello.
Keep forgetting that it is in fact you. Mother Goose has a new boyfriend. He takes me to the pool on Fridays, but he's a swan, not a goose. Solar flares or shifting poles? Well, shifting poles wouldn't really do much. Certainly not like what, oh, who's the artist? There's a book, or an artist, author. There's a book called, Apocalypse 9/11. And, it is all about how the Aztecs, or the Mayans, predicted that, the world was going to end in 2012. Obviously it didn't. Or maybe it did. And we're all just living in the purgatory aftermath. But, yeah, no, it didn't happen. They said that the magnetic poles were going to shift, which were going to cause all kinds of, like, natural disasters, and that's not actually in keeping with reality. You know, if the magnetic poles switch, then we may experience a little bit of displacement from some of the species that rely on electromagnetic geolocation in order to get places. But we've seen that before in the past. I mean, yeah, a long time ago, but it has happened before. It's been a couple 100,000 years. And that makes the authors of those books say, well, if it's been 100, or I think now at this point it's probably been like 250, 60,000 years, something like that, since the last time the poles shifted. And apparently that's what's going to make Yellowstone's caldera explode. And, like, it's going to cause, like, earthquakes and floods, and it's going to create, I guess, the conditions for solar flares or something. I don't know. It's all just gibberish. It's not, none of it has any, like, roots in actual science. They just are taking stuff that they think the Mayans said, which they just had a calendar that ended like that. The calendar didn't altogether end. That's the amount of space that they had on the fucking stone tablets. You know what I mean? Like, it's not, it wasn't a prediction. It's just, it's like, you know how when you go out to buy a fucking calendar, you don't buy a calendar that lasts the rest of eternity. You buy a calendar that has a year on it. And then you have to buy a new fucking calculator, or calendar. God damn it! I'm losing my words!
Hello.
That Yellowstone supervolcano is a beast, though. I mean, the estimates of its power are probably greatly exaggerated. The reason why they're saying that is because there's uranium veins down there. But like that, just exploding something near uranium doesn't mean it's going to cause the uranium to create a nuclear blast. Like the caldera, I understand, is very volatile, and the thing is, it's really healthy. It expands,
see you.
you know, the geothermal vents breathe all the damn time. Like it's not impending an eruption. You know, just as far as I know. A GRB. I don't know what that is. A GHB. Be careful around GHB, alright? Some people take it recreationally, and it's risky. It's risky and very creepy. Yeah, it's not going to fission create uranium anytime soon. Well, yeah. There's a lot of stuff that has to get into play. Oh, gamma ray burst, gotcha. There's a lot of shit that has to get into place before that thing could be like super nuclear or whatever. You know, it ain't gonna happen. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I think Yellowstone is gonna hang out and do the same shit that it's been doing this whole time. Yeah. I think that's it. I think that's... I don't think there's really much to worry about there. At least not in our lifetimes.
How's it going?
Maybe someday, when we've paved over paradise and put up a parking lot. Was that Joni Mitchell? No, it's not Joni Mitchell. Don't it always seem to go? But you don't know what you got till it's gone. Fuck you! $50! I want to give you back nothing. Why am I sitting down? God, I hate that. Ooh, making me count out all that change. Ooh, you son of a bitch. Thank you for using a card like a normal person. Yeesh. I got clumsy fingers. $29.55. No, could you please? Could you please? Maybe the world did end in 2012, at least a big age of it. I mean, yeah, you can say that if you want, and sound all cool and stuff, but I don't think that's how I don't think that's what happened.
Hey,
The 90s
how's it
and
going?
aughts were pretty good decades in retrospect. Yeah, anything can be good in retrospect. Like, you know how there's a whole party and movement based on how America used to be great? I gotta wonder when. When is the era? Because typically for them, the era in which it used to be great was in the 40s and 50s. And you know who didn't have rights in the 40s and 50s? About 60% of Americans. So, you know, things can always look good when you're looking at them through rose-colored glasses. But when you're wearing rose-colored glasses, all the red flags just look like flags. And if you know where that's from, then you are one of my best friends. Because that is from something.
Hello?
Don't you fucking talk to me. I will punch you in the face if you ever talk to me like that. Hello? Fuck you. I will take your money, though. Thank you very much. No! No! How do I give you 1/100 of a cent? How did I give you 1/100 of a cent? How did I give you 1/100 of a cent? I should not be able to give you 5, 4, 6, whatever. Or charge me. No, actually, that means I charge you more. Okay, that's good. That's good. Could I please, with the
Hello?
made-up dyslexia that my brain is giving me right now? That's just not a thing. I don't have dyslexia. I should not be doing the wrong numbers. There was MTV. In the 50s? Hard disagree. In the 80s and 90s and 2000s, yeah, I remember watching MTV. I watched all kinds of MTV. I'd say probably best U.S. period is 90 to 01. Was anything happening in 90 to 01? I mean, the big scandal where Bill Clinton with Monica Lewinsky and all that. What else? Rodney King was 90s. No! God damn it. Sorry, I lost chat. Hang on. I accidentally closed the window. Didn't mean to do it. I'm very sorry. My eye burns and itches. My eye burn itches. Serbian bombing. Yep. When was Iran Contra? '81 through '86. And the Rodney King LA riots. So the Rodney King and LA riots. 1991. Fuck, man. Like, the 90s, and then, I mean, you've got 2001, which, you know, probably not the best year for Americans. My eye is, like, crazy watering now. Oh, my God. I mean, if you remember a little date, you know, in September, there was a day in September that was, you know, maybe not so great. Yeah. And Desert Storm. So no, I mean, I would say probably, maybe not the heyday of America, the 90s, you know? Maybe like 2002 to 2008.
Hey, how's it going?
I think I'd be willing to say. Hang on, I'm missing your guys' chats here. Hang on. I was too busy looking things up. Hang on. Don't abandon me yet. You could make an argument for establishing a new period of Cenozoic due to nuclear contamination in the soil layer, post-nuclear testing, etc., or at least or at least a new epoch post-Holocene. I don't know much. But I know I love you. And that may be all I need. Oh yeah, have a good one, Brock. Enjoy your day. Enjoy. And have a good one. Alright? Enjoy it. Have a good one. And, you know, drink some water. And hug a loved one. Alright? That's all I ask. Remind yourself that good people exist in the world. And remind yourself that you can feel things. Too many people forget too often these days, you know? 150 back is yo change. Special 9668. Why don't you like the Bible? Did I say I don't like the Bible? Special, what's the context for this accusatory question? I demand to know. I demand it!
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. How are you doing with your sinking boat? Oh no, what? That's a... What the fuck is that? Is that a building on her shirt? What the fuck is that? I wish that you were facing me. What is that? Is that like a hotel? I can't crouch. I can't crouch. I can't crouch. Whatever. I don't care. I actually don't care that much. I did care. And now I'm fresh out of cares. Oh my god. There we go. 2001 through 2008 was all Iraq-Afghanistan war and then the financial crisis. Well, yeah, that's why I didn't say to the... You know, oh wait, yeah, I did. Okay, then, yeah. And then it was all tracking everything. Yep, that's true. That is true. I mean, from Clinton to Bush to Barry, fuck. Like, we were in a very intelligence-heavy presidency, a series of presidencies, definitely, for a while there in the 2000s. Very intelligence-heavy. That was based on the atheism tag. So you think all atheists just hate the Bible? Or dislike the Bible? I don't know that I can say that I dislike a book or hate a book based on what the people who read it do. You know? And the belief that I hold, that is atheism, where I just don't believe in a God, isn't based on not liking the Bible. So it seems like there just seems to be a lot of misconceptions that you had before even saying a word in here. Weird. It's almost like Christians do that pretty fucking frequently. I just don't happen to believe in God. Anything beyond that is conjecture that you're making, my friend. I need this instant coffee, whatever that is. I think it's instant coffee. I can't. Again, these are all just y'all know an asset flipping game when you see one. Y'all know I don't have to put that out there. You guys have seen it. You know what it's all about. You know what asset flipping is. I don't have to proselytize against it. Okay? Asset flips are wrong. But already knowing that, I need some coffee. I need some coffee, I need some cereal, and I need some lemons. Okay? Now this is definitely like a Unity or UE4 or UE4 5 assets. I know that. But at least it's not generative AI. Alright? At least it's not. May not be that much better, but at least it's not. I need 2 of those, 1 of those. Buying. If you guys are a fan of, special, to answer your question, if I was to give you some idea as to why I don't necessarily trust the Bible, I would say because there's a lot of bad stuff in there. And a person who does religion right, to me, would see their document, their holy document, as a living, evolving source of information, a compendium of all the knowledge that they've gathered in order to execute life the way that they see as necessary. And if they believe that truth, love, and respect and all those things are inherent to that faith, then they should take out all the stuff of the Bible that those bad people back in the day put in there. You know, anything that has to do with not liking gay people, anything that has to do with supporting slavery or murdering innocent children. I would just take all that stuff out of the Bible and leave all the stuff that is good for leading life in there. And I'd just be like, here, that's my book, you know? That's the book that I like. That's, you know, I like it. And I can support the things in it. Why would artists selling assets be wrong or people buying them? Some like to draw, others to code. Hey, the only reason I'm saying that is because people talk shit all the time about these games as just being asset flipping slop, which I disagree with. Like, otherwise I wouldn't play them. But do you get what I'm saying? Like, there are people who like hate this shit. And so I'm just disclaimering it, you know? I'm sorry, I know that it's an asset flip, but I'm enjoying it. It's also just my dry sense of humor, you know, because I don't actually think that it's just a cash grab. I think that these people actually wanted to create something. Maybe I get it buried too much in a serious tone of voice, or like I don't know, because I don't hit my punchlines, you know? I don't know. Do you believe in objective morality? If I were to believe in objective morality, then everyone would agree that taking slaves is fine. Because that's what the Bible says, is it not? And then we would all agree that beating your slave is fine because he's your property. As long as he doesn't die, it's all good. So no, I do not believe in objective morality. I think that there's plenty of things that we thought were moral in the past that are no longer moral these days, like slavery. And the Bible was used to justify it in the 1800s. So we can change our minds as a society on the subject of morality, which means that it is intrinsically subjective. I mean, you guys, Christians, you know, y'all thought that burning people at the stake was okay. Y'all thought that beheading people was okay. Now you don't, right? Would you behead me if I chose not to believe in your God? If you would, then you'd be no better than the people you demonize. So, yes, morality is subjective. That's demonstrated every damn day in nature. Just by sheer virtue of us being around and humans. And the fact that there's plenty of atheists, at least 30% of the world out there, who manage to lead their lives just fine with perfect moral centers, perfectly fine moral centers, and acceptable morals. Weird how that happens. And I think that the only argument you could really give against that is, well, they got those morals from Christians. And like, yeah, great, thank you for patting yourself on the back, but that's not why they do those things. Clearly, if an atheist doesn't believe in God, then that's not a thing that they have in their mind. If it is subjective, how can it progress? This is not an argument. I don't care how it progresses. I just care what I see, and I care what I believe in, and I care about what I believe in, and that's what I believe in. I just happen to believe that the way that we've seen it and the way that we've observed it in society and nature and civilization since we got together out of the darkness and the nomadic tribes that we used to gather in, we have cooperated as human beings together, and that cooperation helps to reduce suffering unnecessarily. It helps to reduce impact of things that are unforeseen, like natural disasters or invasion by competing tribes and things like that. It helps us to gain and solidify a moral framework for society, and some of that has to do with people's belief in God, but a lot of it is really just instinctual. It's a drive to survive and a drive to succeed as a society, and that's why the morals evolve over time. And if I was to answer your question, to answer the question to say how can it progress, I just said how it evolves over time. So it would do that as society decides that things are okay and not okay. That's how it evolves. I don't have a hand in that. Nor do I care how it happens. I just lack a belief in God. More than one thing can be bad. Yeah. What about slavery as an alternative to being ritualistically killed and eaten? First, you'd have to prove that's happening. Second, you'd have to prove that owning somebody is better than that. There's plenty of people who had been former slaves who probably would have argued to you that death is better. So, I don't know. I don't think that's a good way to look at it, man. I think that we need to just kind of like see things as human beings and, look at things like how we should be treating ourselves and other people. And if that shit... No, sorry. I was talking in the Neolithic. Yeah, still the same thing. Still the same thing. If I was a caveman, I still wouldn't want to own other people. Even if other people tried to justify it by saying, oh, you're taking them away from a life of suffering. That's just how things are. Fuck that. You can also choose not to kill. You can also choose not to go to war. You can also choose all those things. I would much rather choose not to impose myself or my will upon others. That's how I think now, and that's been the way that I've thought my entire life. I'm pretty sure it would have been that way back in the caveman days. I mean, we can't speculate, though, That's why, I think that kind of shit is really useless, for people to talk to atheists about, because atheists in general don't really give a shit about the logic and about the reasons why. They just kind of live their lives. Cruelty is objectively bad. Yep, no one said anything otherwise. People back in the day were dishonest, but had the same morality as we have now. I don't know what that proves, how that changes, what you were asking, or how that changes my answer. Things we thought were okay and perfectly moral back in the day are not okay and perfectly moral these days. So therefore, morals are subjective. It's not because people weren't doing things the Christian way. Y'all still had the Crusades, and y'all still had the Spanish Inquisition, and y'all still had conquistadors, and y'all still had people justifying slavery with the fucking Bible. Y'all still had witch hunts. Y'all still had all these things. Everything Catherine was responsible for, everything Victoria was responsible for was under the name of Christianity. So you guys have a lot to account for. And even in all the dismissal and all the persecution that you guys do specifically, you forget that Asian people exist. Altogether. You just all forgot that Asian people exist and that they have recorded history that goes back tens of thousands of years. So, take that, young Earth creationists, but fuck, man, it seems like that religion's pretty evil. So, if I was to follow religion, it probably would not be any Abrahamic one, let alone Christianity. Did you know there were 10 crusades? I'm not surprised. Does not in one bit surprise me. And then, just as an aside, just as my own little foible here, but I don't see many atheists going into Christian streams and saying, "Hey guys, how great is atheism? Why do you believe in Christianity? Why do you guys all believe in the Bible?" Though I am sure that there are people who do it. I don't particularly decide to do that very often. Unless we're talking about David Wood, in which case, the only thing I say when I go into his chat, I know I'm banned, but the only thing that I say when I go into his chat is, hey, is that notorious child molester Dave Wood? Managed to not sleep with any 13 or 15-year-olds on your way to the office today? Now, he admits to that. He admits to that. He has admitted several times. He's also the TPUSA lead educational pastor. So if you ever want to know who David Wood is, just look up the TPUSA roster and look up the head of education, and you'll see a man who on stream and in subsequent videos, at least 3 of them that I'm aware of, admitted to graping 13-year-old and a 15-year-old, who then goes on to justify it by saying that they threw themselves at him. The classic. Oh, so fucked up. I really hate that guy. But also, you know, Jeremy Hambley's a piece of shit. You know, Duke, that guy was a piece of shit. I usually only do reactions on people that I am able to verify are pieces of shit, so... I try not to shoot at the targets that aren't deserving of being shot at. I'm gonna grab some water, I'll be right back. No, I'm not. No, I cannot feed you yet. Alright, it's 11. It's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go feed my dogs. But we will continue this. We are working retail for free until my channel gets monetized. We're working retail for free until my channel gets monetized. That's the theme. That's gonna be the theme going for now. And I'm gonna motivate myself to make more imaginative content. Your morality standard, would it be considered high or low? Here's the answer. Who gives a shit? I'm gonna go feed my dogs. Oh god. Oh, I hit my elbow. Oh, Danny boy. The pipes are calling. I hit my elbow and it hurt. God damn. Jesus. Dogs are God's gift. I told you that I don't appreciate it when you do that. Is that very moral, special, when someone consistently does things after you've politely asked them to stop? Is that moral? Would you say that's moral? Owie! Ah! And also, to further answer your question, Special, I would consider it immoral when someone says that they are totally disinterested in debating about religion when you've already made a misconception when you come in here in order to talk. And not only are you continuing, but you're also ignoring when I say whatever it is that I'm saying as an answer to you. I'm answering your questions and you're ignoring that and just continuing asking other asinine questions. That sucks. You know, if I'm hoping to engage and I'm trying to, you know, take your statements in good faith and I'm doing my best to answer your questions, the least you could do is address those answers rather than just keep asking what you think are gotcha questions. That sucks. That's not what a good Christian would do. A good Christian would listen to me and try to engage me in discussion. Same thing with you, Dogs Are God's Gift. Why do you do this if you think that you're a good Christian? Christians are not warriors. He said, I come not with a, what is it? I come not with a olive branch or something. I come with a sword. Like that was one phrase. And that was about like, you know, principles and like philosophy and shit. Didn't have anything to do with going into random people's channels and like trying to be like, oh, why are you atheist? Oh, how where do you believe morals come from? You know? Just feels a little hinky. Feels a little hinky if you ask me, you know? I know you didn't ask me, but you're in my stream. Why would God need warriors? True. Why would he? Omnipresent? You know, all good, all powerful, omniscient? Why would he need warriors? I don't know. That's a good question, Skippy. That's a damn good question. Why does God need warriors? Maybe dead internet theory, not because it's true in the grand theory of it, but because at least some of it is true. I fully agree with you, Cynical. That is, but I don't know if that's like a conspiracy theory. You know? Like, is there a conspiracy to cover up the dead internet? I think that the really interesting ones are the ones that we actually have like proof that they like the conspiracies actually exist. Like Watergate. If you like Watergate on its surface, it doesn't seem like anything like fun or interesting. It's certainly not like, you know, a suspense movie or like an action movie or anything like that. It doesn't sound like a plot of anything interesting.
Hey, good to see you.
Least of all a John Grisham novel. But it is really interesting to read that kind of shit, to read about the events. Same thing with the psychology of the abducted, the people who are abducted, who claim to be abducted, and the rise of hypnotic regression therapy in the 80s, like the late 70s and 80s. That shit is really fascinating. And how like things like government programs were funded to research how the mind could be linked, like with things like hypnotic suggestion, astral projection, things like that. That's all super fucking cool, man. I love learning about that shit. And those are actual things that the government was like, okay, so we need to get one above Russia somehow. How do we do that?
Hey, how's it going?
It's going great. Thank you for being so nice and not being a douche like that lady earlier. Oh my god. Is that her? No, it's not her. They look alike. Whew. That was close. Sorry, lady. I didn't mean to suggest anything. Hello. How fucking dare you people? How dare you? What are we doing on? We're doing on the coffee. We need some coffee and we need a little bit of cereal. Sneak away from the counter. We need one coffee, one cereal. Buy it. Get out of the menu. Get off the computer. Get back to the register. I'm the one guy running this shop, okay? You gotta cut me some... Okay, that was almost an attitude that I heard. It wasn't quite one, but it almost was an attitude. And I was getting ready to be upset. Alright? I was almost upset. I can only... God damn it. I don't have the hand truck in my hands. I was hoping to stock the shelves, but I don't think I'll be able to get to that before I gotta help y'all out. Now, I don't know if this is part of the equation in these games,
Just
but
these. Thank you.
you really only get people like walking out. You don't really get people like just taking shit. So I don't know if theft is a mechanic in this game, but it should be. Because that'd be funny. See, do you see how disappointing it is? Like, do you see how the energy drops when like people come in here and then they don't like respond to you when you ask them questions? Like, that sucks, man. You know, my energy is dependent on you guys, or not dependent on you guys, but my hypeness depends on your guys' hypeness. If you're hype, I'll be hype. But when people come in here trying to ruin the fucking atmosphere, and then they don't engage. Dogs Are God's Gift has been in here at least 3 times and has only talked once and was just not listening to me. Humans are made in God's image. That has nothing to do with anything that I said to you. That is where human dignity came from. Again, has nothing to do with anything I said.
Hello.
You're talking about morality, not dignity. I'll wait till you just address what I said before I address you again. Again, like I'm trying to, you know, keep this chat for like you know, open discussions and like actual insightful conversations that are back and forth. That's what a conversation is. Have you ever had a conversation before? It's when someone talks to you and then you talk to somebody and then they talk back to you, and it's like a back and forth, and then you listen to each other, you understand what the other person is saying. And if you don't understand what they're saying, then you ask them clarifying questions that help you understand what they're saying. I don't know why I'm teaching you how a conversation is supposed to work. You guys are supposed to have the light of the divine behind you. Weird how that works. Slavery abolishment is based on human dignity. No, it's based on the fact that you're just not supposed to own people. It's not just based on human dignity. It's based on the fact that you increase suffering when you own people. You increase the potential for that to radiate outward into society and to poison
How's it going?
civilization around you. I mean, I'm sure that there are other reasons why slavery abolishment works. It's both, I mean, it's economically feasible because then you don't have to pay for feeding people that you're treating as livestock. They can earn their own way. It's almost like giving people agency actually, like, you know, increases their happiness and reduces suffering. It's weird. I really feel like maybe Christians shouldn't be trying to argue the slavery angle because it very clearly says in the Bible that you're supposed to own slaves. So maybe you guys should like maybe loosen the reins on the whole slavery thing, because you really don't have a foot to stand on. That and the fact that the majority of the people who were arguing for the South staying seceded, or for the secession of the South in the first place, were using the Bible to justify what they were doing. Andrew Jackson used the Bible to justify Manifest Destiny and the Trail of Tears. Like, you guys you're batting pretty negative right now. Pretty negative reviews globally.
Hello.
Those are claims, but are those the real reasons? Yes. I mean, that's literally why kindness and why empathy exist. It's to reduce suffering and encourage survival of your species. Like, what? Slavery is bad in the New Testament, but not in the Old Testament, and Jesus himself came to say that not a jot or tittle of the old laws shall change. I come not to abolish the old laws, but to fulfill them. Again, this is not a debate. You are wrong. Very plain and simply. Morally wrong, one could say. And the fact that you don't see that may be part of the problem. You know, maybe you should just, like, you know, go into the mirror, do a little introspection, do a long talk, maybe a long think with the inner self. Be like, am I the bad guy? You know, in some cases, maybe you are. especially if you support what Christians are doing in this country. Or at least the worst ones, you know.
Hey,
Hope you guys had a good
how's it
Memorial Day.
going?
Did anyone eat hot dogs? I think, like, people used to be really big about hot dogs for Memorial Day, but now I think it's like a July 4th thing. Even though it used to be, like, both. And I think just as many people ate hot dogs for Memorial Day as they did for July 4th, but now it's like somehow it's specifically a July 4th thing. Is that just an America thing? Like, people are just so up on America? Like, oh, like, America, you know, hot dogs. But it's been a while since American food specifically was just hot dogs. You know, there's like a bunch of American foods. Like casseroles, you know, hot dish. Anything that's hot dish is, you know, specifically American. Even if it's lutefisk, I know that it is Scandinavian, I get it. But, you know, Minnesotans, they made it work. And they made it their own, alright? So, credit where credit is due. Hot dish. Barbecue is traditionally African.
Hello.
So I don't know if we could really. I mean, I guess if you were to say modern barbecue, probably. I don't know. The reason Jesus said it was that he did listen to all the laws because he was sinless. Also, wrongdoings on the laws is why we are sinners. Sin is rebellion against God's laws. Okay. I mean, but you don't believe in any of that stuff if you're an atheist. So, like, you don't believe in sin. Sin is going against what God says, and you can't sin if you're an atheist. That's from your perspective. Which, again, is not very moral. You're not taking anything that I have said into account. And you're not really addressing the idea that Jesus fucking said that. He said, I come not to abolish the old laws, but to fulfill them, which means he wants you to be taken slaves. He wants you to take slaves, and he wants you to, beat the slaves within an inch of their life, as long as they get back up again, because they're your property. That's what he wants. That's what God wants. That's what God wants, because that's what Jesus wants, because that's what the Holy Ghost wants. They want that. The Bible says that you're supposed to take slaves. The Bible also says that if you can't prove that a girl's a virgin, that she's supposed to die. You know that only 40% of women bleed when they're engaging in their first time, right? Most of the time, the hymen doesn't even break. Which seems a little weird for God to be so obsessed with women's genitalia, but I mean, he created it, so okay, fair enough. But like, there's a lot of evil shit in the Bible. It's not just slavery. I think I detailed a lot of that stuff, and if you were doing any of this in good faith, then you would have addressed it. You would have addressed that, or at least listened to it. But you see what I mean? Like, you guys just invade spaces, and you expect people to capitulate to you. That's not cool. You know? If you have a rat problem and you don't believe it, you still have a rat problem. Yet nobody can prove that God has ever existed, ever. There's zero empirical proof that God exists whatsoever over the how many thousands of years that you guys have been preaching about him? So, if you have a rat problem that people are telling you that you have, and you've been through your house inspecting all the dark corners, you know where rats normally go because maybe you've read some rat manual, or maybe even the same manual that you guys have read, and you've determined through actual study and research that there's no rats in the house, but you keep telling them that there's rats in the house, doesn't mean there's rats in the house. Atheists believe too much in the state and in elites, and nowadays the money printer. Well, no. Atheists just don't believe in God. That's the only criteria that you can accept for a definition of an atheist, is someone who doesn't believe in God. Everything else is just that person's own set of principles. Like, we even covered earlier how I wouldn't take sponsorships if I didn't believe in the message of the company that was giving me the ad copy. I'm an atheist. Come on, man. Give me a little credit. Why do I still have these boxes? Oh, because I didn't stock them. That would be why. You gotta stock the things that you order. That is, you know, kind of grocery 101. You know? That's introduction to grocery games. Guy's grocery games. With Guy Fieri. I need apples. I need cereal. And I need coffee. It's always apples, cereal, and coffee. Apples, cereal, and coffee. It never stops with the apples, the cereal, and the coffee. You know what? I'll take a box of lemons too. Why the hell not? You know? Why the hell not? Yeah, God of the state. What do you mean the state? Do you think that all atheists are like socialists? There's plenty of atheists who are like completely apolitical as well. Again, atheism is just a lack of belief in God. You cannot put something where there is a lack of something. The void is there. That's all it is. It is a void. It is not a void filled with something. Simply a void. And you see how I'm talking about like morality earlier? Like trying to not ruin something. I mean, I don't think that you're intentionally trying to ruin someone's day, but like, you know, pushing back against somebody when they say that's not the topic feels immoral to me. You know, it's almost like, it makes me feel like if a girl was telling you no, you would try to convince her yes. Which is a really creepy thing to do, just so you know. Because you don't see me doing it. You sell cigarettes? And the Pfizer god? Dude, you're projecting all kinds of shit onto atheists, and I'm an atheist. I'm not like that. Do you not care? And if you don't care, why are you here, you know? I'm hoping to make friends. You know, I'm hoping to meet new interesting people and learn their perspectives on things. You know? Can't do that if it's a one-sided conversation. Nor can I do that if you don't have any conception or care for who I am. You know, I'll put myself out there, y'all. Get it. Get at me. In a friendship way. Not in an other way. Alright? I am happily married. You stay away. You get your feelers out of my brain juices, okay? So the Bible is full of things that are hard to understand, like how it endorses and encourages slavery and killing innocent women, and you know, how people use it to justify manifest destiny and slavery and defending slavery and having a whole war with a nation that wants to abolish slavery, and the Crusades and the conquistadors. You know. So the Bible is full of things that are hard to understand, conflicting things and stuff. Yet conflicting, not really. Nope. Christians often try to say that Jesus doesn't want slaves, but it's right there in the text. But if it is God's Bible, it's not. It was written by men. All-knowing, there must be... Right, if he was all-knowing, then doesn't it seem kind of shitty and immoral that he would knowingly condemn people to hell? You create a universe, then you create a place where people can go for punishment, and then you create people being omnipresent and omniscient, knowing that those with free will are going to choose perhaps not to believe in you, and you are actively condemning them to the lake of fire. That's not very moral by today's standards, is it? No. Not very. No. And then, of course, there's the whole, you know, killing of women who don't bleed on their first night. That is in the Bible. That's right there. I come not to abolish the old laws. Not a jot or tittle of the old laws shall change. Those are in your book, man. Those are in your... I'm using your book against you. And you aren't actually talking about the things that I'm talking about. You're just talking about your own shit. That's not a good, you know, conversation. And at some point, I'm just going to get tired of it and then block you from the channel. Like, I don't want to do that. I want to actually learn from people, and you're not teaching me anything new. That sucks, man. That really I mean, it sucks for you. I'm an atheist too? Well, you're certainly not acting like it. I've read Richard Dawkins. Actually, you're a perfect demonstration of how atheists don't always have to agree with each other. I read Richard Dawkins. I've seen his stuff. I've watched the Randy demonstrations. Okay, but that doesn't mean you're an atheist. If you've done those things but you still believe in God, then you're not an atheist. I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying, like if that's your justification, like how you are an atheist. I don't know if that's a good enough reason. I'm an atheist because I just don't believe in God. If God knows your whole life before you're born, then you're born just to populate hell. Yeah, pretty much. You're born just to fulfill whatever, bullshit prophecy has already been set for you. There is no free will, no agency, nothing, not even the one that you say that God gives to you, because he knows what you're going to do. He knows every decision you're going to make. He knows where you're going to end up, and he still allows you to go there. That's a bad dad. That's basically, you love me or I will put you in jail. Ooh, that is just tough. Like that's not a good way to live as a person, I don't know. Heck, I might have seen some Sam Harris stuff. Ay, ay, ay. But you see how, the conversation had nothing to do with God, and then, you come in here and you throw off the whole vibe. Like, doesn't that make you feel, kind of slimy? It should. It makes you kind of slimy, so I hope that you feel that way. And I hope that you internalize that, and you try to be different in the future. Maybe, come in and say, hey, how's it going? How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful day. And that's it. And then when the conversation doesn't turn toward God, perhaps you might be able to actually make some friends. I don't know. Feels like, because I get along with people who are religious just fine, because they don't inject God into every conversation. Some of my best friends are religious because I grew up adjacent to the Christian church. My mom was a big mucky muck in the Salvation Army. So I've known plenty of religious people who are way better than you. Sorry. Sorry if that's an insult, but I very much mean it.
Hey, how's it going?
That was mean. Sorry. I'm not sorry, but sorry. I'll say sorry if it makes you feel better. I tolerate people just as much as they tolerate me. I have a tattoo with the selfish gene. You mean you got tattooed directly over your selfish gene, wherever it's located in your body? Or that you have a tattoo of the selfish gene? Both are acceptable, though I don't know where the selfish gene would be located. All right? I don't have a map of the human body, so I don't know where we're locating that gene. All right? Judgment Day is a good thing. Oh, because then people get to go get condemned to hell. That's cool. I'm glad that you see that as a good thing. That's awesome. Makes me not want to really ever talk to you again.
Good to see you.
Because love is a thing that only works when people who follow God. No. Atheists have love in their lives. That's insane to believe they don't. You think all atheists are without any concept of love? That's fucking weird, dude. Evil is a path that is bad. And would you consider someone who repeatedly hears the word no and continues to push evil? Yeah. That's what grapists do. Do you want to be like a grapist? Do you want to be looked at as a predator? I would hope not. I don't think anyone really wants to be looked at that way. You don't love your wife, Goose. Sorry you had to find out that way. I know. Imagine me telling her that. And then when she asks, why not? I'd be like, well, because someone on YouTube told me that that I'm not allowed to love anyone. Or if I do, I have to be Christian. There's just no way about it. That's insane. You have to be unhinged from reality to not want to have a conversation and just be saying these weird bullshit things. God damn, dude. This is how you pass your time? Crazy. Crazy. And I mean that in the most insulting way.
Just these. Thank you.
Gosh, I wonder if only there was a statistic out there that said, where the majority of domestic abuse happens or what the divorce rate is in terms of Christians versus atheists. If only there were statistics out there that told us exactly what good religion does for people and families. Gosh, if only we had an entire party to look to that might demonstrate some of the more evil aspects of society, who have all been responsible for trafficking children internationally and abusing them, kids who were as young as 13 at the time. Gosh, if only we had something to look at with people who claim to be a huge subset of Christians, who are funded by huge Christian organizations, who are seen as beacons and the heraldry of Christianity. If only we had some demonstration to look at for how immorality has infiltrated Christianity as a whole. How weird. If only we had a way to see that. If only there was some proof. I am an evil person. Oh, good. So you accept it, which allows you to do shitty things with justification. That you're just, oh, well, I'm an evil, I sin, I'm a sinner, I just hope that God can forgive me. That just gives you justification to do shitty things. Does that not make you feel slimy? Again, you covered in slime at this point. You are just oozing slime. That is true. I can't become good. Yes, you can. If you do good things, you're a good person. Very plain and simple. If you do good things, you're a good person. Whether you believe... See, again, if you have rats in your house, whether you believe the rats are there or not, you still have rats. So if you do good things, even if your God says, no, you've got to do more, I'm still going to see you doing those good things, and I'm going to say, that's a good person. Do you see how that works? It's almost like morality is subjective. The only thing I can do, or the only good things I do are because God is good. Well, no, see, then you're taking all the credit away from the people who actually achieve those things on their own. And just so you know, free will is supposed to be a thing in your religion. So if free will exists and you make the decision to be a good person, that's you using your free will to be a good person. You are choosing to follow in the footsteps of God. That is something to, forgive the sin pun, but that's something to be proud of. I think that you, as a person who is out there doing God's good work, helping the needy, taking the innocent and being a shield against them and the other bad actors, those are all good things. Donating to charities, working soup kitchens. I wouldn't say that coming into a random person's live stream and proselytizing is something that I would view as good, but your morals may be different than mine. I think that tolerance and acceptance and pushing things like reform and for people to have more comprehensive knowledge and be able to live their lives with more assurance that they're doing the right thing, not having to adhere to somebody else's set principles. I don't know. Seems like maybe that's something that people really could get a little bit more on board with than just needless proselytizing and saying, well, God does all that, God's going to handle it. He's going to help us out. He's going to do the damn thing. Because then you're putting the credit in somebody else's hands, and it really should be you who is okay with the good work that you've done. Well, those are good things, but without God, they are empty. Nope. Wrong. They bring fulfillment. They bring fulfillment, they bring lasting relationships, they bring stronger bonds with myself and my community and my loved ones. And when I die, regardless of where I go, I'll know that I did good things in life and that I was a good person. You will not have that reassurance. You have to put your faith in something else. That really sucks for you. And I hope that you're listening to what I'm saying and that you fuck off soon, because I would love to get back to actually having fun. I think I've been polite enough, all right? I think I've been very polite and understanding of your position. I think I have been a good, person who's answered your questions faithfully, and hopefully you see them as good intentions. But, I would appreciate it if you actually, listened to what I said about why the stream is happening, and maybe, wait for one of the religious streams to talk about it. This is not your soapbox. What is the goal of this game? Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The goal of this game is to just honestly run a business. It's just to run a super mega store like Costco or like Walmart and keep it stocked with all the necessary items. And hey, what's up, ghosts? How's it going, man? And if you hate retail as much as I do, if you've ever worked retail, if you've ever worked a grocery store or at a Walmart or Target or anything like that, these are really bad jobs. Not bad jobs like in the sense that like they're not respectable jobs, because you know you got to respect your retail worker. The person that stocks those shelves, they go underappreciated. You got to respect those people. But like as a person who works those jobs, it can be very crappy. And as evidenced in this game by the many times where a customer will be standing there, like before they even do anything, they'll go like, "Hello," like "fuck you." It's so mean. They're just being like, they're like customers, like customers sometimes. That is honestly how it happens. I just hit my first mole on one of my videos. I think you mean million, and for that, congratulations. Hell yeah, dude. I think I have had maybe.
Hi, nice to see you.
I think the most I've ever gotten for one video has been like maybe 10,000 views. It hasn't been a lot. Certainly not. But other than that, other than just doing regular retail stuff in the game, the other point is to expand the place. As you can see, it's kind of small, very very cozy. It's like a neighborhood shop, but it looks a little, you know, disproportionate with the outside being what it is. If I was to rent a space, I would probably, you know, rent the whole space as opposed to just a little bit of it. But, you know, who am I? Is that hand sanitizer? Tobacco smoke causes fatal lung disease in non-smokers. Oh. Little secondhand smoke educational announcement there. I love this game. Well, hey, you know, I've been thoroughly addicted for a while. So you're among friends. I'm only at like 30 days in my other one. Get it. 22. Oh no, that's not 22. 2280. Now, as I said before, I'm not sure that they necessarily walk out if you if there are too many of them.
Thank you.
Like too many customers. I have not found that yet. That has not been what I have experienced as of right now. And what was your video about? If you hit a mill, a cool mill. What was it? What was the topic? A cool mill. I worked as a filler in retail. I didn't really mind it being a bad job. Had worse jobs, and I work as software engineer. Congratulations, which I like. But being the owner sounds fun, though. It is when you've I have a philosophy about leadership or about ownership. And it's basically the philosophy, like, you know, forgive me talking about God again, but it's as if I was God. And my idea, if I was God, would be to try and do as best as I can. And if I do really well, to hope that people don't see my actions. If you did it right, no one will ever know that you did anything at all. And I find fulfillment in that, in trying to make things move and succeed behind the scenes. And I don't mind accolades. Like, that's fine if people, like, you know, enjoy the work that I put into something. But the most fulfilling thing for me is for people to walk into a place that maybe I had a hand in helping to create or decorate or some participation in, and have them go like, wow, this looks really nice, or wow, this food tastes really nice, or, you know, like, that's fulfilling to me, is when I've changed someone's life or I've made their day better without directly influencing them. And that to me is like the mark of of true quality. And so that's what I try to strive for when I'm special. I know you don't know this because you haven't been in the stream before, but I own a catering company, and that's one of sort of my core principles, is that I want to make sure that I'm doing the right thing from the get-go. And that means that I'm not listening to influences from like Cook's Magazine or Cook's Illustrated. I'm not listening to influences from like Food TV or anything like that. I do what I need to do that I feel is the right thing, and it may not always be the right thing, but as long as I'm trying to put my intentions behind it, being, you know, intentional in my direction, then it's gonna more or less come out good. Can I still be an atheist if I believe in Hermes Trismegistus? I don't know why, but this game takes a lot of hard work, but that's good. It's like it takes a good amount of hard work. It makes you feel like like you've actually like done some work by the end of it. And gosh darn it, you know, you can't buy that kind of self-assurance. I know I did good in the retail shop. But did I actually? No, I didn't actually take the goods off the truck. So making the truck wait there for multiple hours may not impact you in the game, but it's it's pretty mean in general. you definitely, you shouldn't make them wait all night. And the cart is usually what I use, but you can actually make that thing flip around. I once made it flip over entirely. And it was hilarious. Okay, coffee time. Oop, okay, we put it... I would say that's the wrong shelves. Ghosts, what was your video about? And how did you celebrate? 1,000,000 views is a big deal, man. And did you thank anyone? Did you thank... Oh, you know, I got a shout out to God. I got a shout out to my moms. I got a shout out to, you know, the person who told me good day yesterday. Like they said hi, and then I said hi, how's it going? And then they said that it's going good. And then I said, how are you doing? And then they said I'm doing great. I want to shout out to that guy. Thank you for the 1,000,000 views. You know. Being an owner is hard. You have to pretend you were working so that workers also work. That was a pretty good joke. I don't know if you intended that to be a joke, but that is actually a really good joke. That's a decent joke. That's a good dad joke, I would say. Yeah, that's right. I own a business. It's hard work. I got to pretend to work so the other workers think that, or so the other workers work harder. I actually like that working in a grocery store is hard work. I think it's, I don't know, it feels good to make things look good, and like putting things on a shelf all lined up together is I would say pretty aesthetically pleasing. I like it anyway. Okay, we have a little bit of money saved up, so we're going to buy a couple more licenses here. I'm going to buy a, what are we looking at? Let's see. I got vegetable shell, I got 6 slots there, and I don't think I picked up any produce. I did. I picked up 1 thing of produce. Let's buy 1 box of that. Fruit yogurt. I need a fridge. Oh my god. Okay, I need this fridge. Why do these things look so much cooler than the toys? I need, because I got the fridge. I have the shelf. I already got a fridge. Let's see. Nothing other than a shelf or vegetable shelf. Okay. Then I need a shelf. Just get a regular wide shelf like we already have. And then I forgot I bought carrots, and I think I bought yogurt. Just 1 box of everything and see how it sits on the shelf, and if we need to, we'll buy other stuff. Take the lemons out. Don't need the lemons, but we will buy everything else, just 1, and then we'll see how that looks. Damn it, Ghost, did you already leave? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ! Apparently our our alerts are still on Stream Elements. I guess I couldn't remove that, and not that I wanted to, but it still scares the shit out of me. Thank you for following on Twitch. That is jarringly loud. Huey Malcolm, what's up? I didn't know that there was going to be an update, but I'm excited for it now. I'm excited for it as of right now. Deeply excited. Deeply excited. In my loins. If there was one thing that I needed more of, it's this game. I know that sounds sarcastic. I don't mean it that way. I mean it 100% legitimately. It's a big update. You should look it up. I like to be surprised on those kinds of things. I want to I'll look at the patch notes probably on like the day it comes out. But like I like to be surprised, you know. I want to be like, "Oh shit, I had no idea." So I'm just going to even pretend that I didn't even see you say that it's coming out. Today's the day. What? No, it's not coming out today. Is it? Doesn't that happen on like Tuesdays or Fridays? Most updates? Or are you saying that today is the day to spoil myself? I will not give in to foul temptation. What's better, this or Supermarket Together? Well, for the karate kicks, I would say Supermarket Together, but this game is way more sophisticated, like an actual game that's worth playing. Supermarket Together is great because there's like really small incremental growth, which is great for pacing. But I think this is better in terms of the amount of work that it actually takes. Like, you actually have to use hand trucks, you actually have to use like all that stuff. You actually have to do like logistics, which is, to me, the fascinating part of it. Cold storage, Segway, spoilage system. Oh no, spoilage system. Oh no. Yeah, today. Oh no, it's actually coming out today, or it has come out today. The kingdom of God, the church has a goal, getting more followers. God helps the most important people for the church. What would you do if you were God and had to increase the followers? Yeah, in terms of like Milsim, I definitely would prefer Armor Reforger. I always feel like I'm way worse at Armor Reforger than I actually like perform. And I don't know why that is. I think it's like a muscle memory, like, of self-deprecation. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe like I'm engaging in a self-defeating prophecy, or maybe like I just don't want to feel like I'm showing off or something, but I'm a killing machine lately in Arma. That's how, I guess I completely understand now. I'm in an ad. Oh, really? Well, Huey Malcolm. Well, my God, I guess we're among celebritydom. Please accept my kudos and well wishes. That's cool, man. I'm glad you're in an ad. What, were you just playing the game, or was it actually like you, like your streamer persona, or was it like, you know, just they happened to catch some footage of yours or something like that? That's pretty cool, man. I like that. What would you do if you were God and had to increase the followers? I would just do good things. You know how I grow my business? Let me answer your question, Special, with a counter question of my own, just for my own edification. You know, how do you grow your business? How do you grow your business? You know, that is the important question. How do you grow a business? What's the best way to grow a business? And I'll tell you, I know the stats. I can tell you what the best way to grow a business is, but I'd just like to get your guess first of all. And I'm talking specifically about restaurants or retail. I don't know if that means anything different for other industries, but that's just what I have the most experience with. So you can adjust for that if you'd like. I did have fun with BF3 or BF6 when we were playing it. I've always liked BF games. I prefer the simi nature. I like that they have vehicles, but I don't like that it is still so arcadey. Like, I really franchising. No. Now, well, if you have an initial business, then franchising is not the way to go. You got to make money first. And what a lot of people don't understand, the end is nigh and only Jesus saves, the world is best. Dogs are God's gift. Don't spam stuff, please. Just be a good person. Don't spam stuff. This ties into what I'm saying. If you want to start a business, you need to understand that your business probably isn't going to be successful out of the gate, especially if it has to do with a lot of perishable or very quickly spoiling items, which means like spoiling could be anywhere from 1 to a year and a half. If you don't work with exclusively dry goods or clothes or toys or things like that, you are working in a perishable department. If you are running a perishable shop or whatever, and you need more people in the door, the best way to do it is through word of mouth. The best way to get good word of mouth out there is through either guerrilla advertising, making content on social platforms, or doing good things. Being good in your community, being a strong, upstanding community member, giving to charity, being like present when people are doing like charitable giveaways and doing like sponsoring things, sponsoring little league teams, sponsoring your local chamber of commerce. All of those things are important for growing your business. And it's a lot of stuff that people don't really think about. They think I should just be able to open my doors and have it be successful. And in the first 3 years of a restaurant, you're going to be in the red. complete, like, if you are a good business, you're probably going to be at least 30 to 60% in the red, because you're constantly buying things. That first, the first couple of years, you're constantly buying things, you're constantly readjusting, you're constantly trying to find avenues of making sure that the product is as good as you can make it, or the service, making sure that the business is consistent as possible, and making sure to make the best absolute first impression that you can. It's not about passive sales. It's all aggressive, active sales. And so if I was God and I was tasked with trying to get more followers onto the side of Christianity, let's say that the Bible doesn't exist. There's no pre-existing. I'm a new God. I've got to figure out how to get followers. I would start healing the sick. I would start assisting with troubled births. I would start, when people haven't discovered medicine yet, I would try to push them closer to it without actually giving them that advantage. I would push them towards discovering medicine. I would push them towards I would make suggestions to try and get them to be more like charitable or equitable and include people in society. I would try to steer governments towards making better decisions for their people, and not like for either foreign interests or just like shitty corporations or whatever. You know what I mean? I've worked retail for 10 years. Being consistent and reliable in product has been the biggest customer keeper. Consistency is absolutely, it's tied in with value. Consistency of a product is really important, because if someone goes to one of your shops, let's say you've got multiple shops, if someone comes to one of your shops and they find that the thing that they like getting at your shops is different at that location, or even different from day to day at your shop, the only shop, if that's the only shop, and it's inconsistent day to day, they're not going to come back, or they're going to come back only on the days when you have that thing. It's bad. You want to make sure that you've got a clear vision and you start strong, because that's your first impression is what's going to keep people coming back and offering something that they need. It's really easy to run a bar. If you offer a vice for someone, it's really easy to run a bar. Bars, coffee shops, cigarette stores, anything that markets, that traffics in addiction, that's going to be your bread and butter. That's going to be where you find a lot of your success. And if you don't traffic in those things, then you're going to have to find other ways to increase your visibility, and that means this is an asset that's in that's why people call it just an asset flip, because this is an asset that's in Supermarket Together, that's on the other flour containers. As soon as a customer doesn't see the product is in there, it's really upsetting them, especially when they're used to getting it at your store. Yep. And that's translated through this game too. Maybe not this game. I haven't gotten there yet because I keep my shelves stocked. But people tend to not want to engage with your business if they can't find what they're looking for. That's true. You gotta offer the thing that you say you're offering. Otherwise, what's the point? What is the point? I think we've all been there. Places that you go to, like if like a card store is saying like, oh, we're doing all the modern Pokemans, you got to get your Pokemans here, and then they don't have Pokemans cards when you go in. That would suck. I went to this one specific bar all the time back in Seattle because they were the only place that had Old Speckled Hen on tap. Ooh, on Nitro. That's pretty good. And good steaks on Fridays? Yeah, dude. Like, that sounds like a place I would like to go. I would totally go eat there. What year in history would you start your kingdom as God? I don't know. From 0, probably? I'd probably want a fresh, clean slate, to just get off on the right foot. I don't know for sure, though. I'm not sure. Probably at a pretty early age, Early on in the history. Because especially if I was going to be like the father of all mankind, I would want to try and like keep track of my creation and help keep it on the straight and narrow, keep it supported. But I think I don't know if I'd create monkey men. I'd probably create like Silithids to placate to Skippy for just a moment. I'd probably create Silithids, or maybe goblins, that'd be cool. I wouldn't want to be a monotheistic god. Well, yeah, because then you'd be alone, you'd be alone all the time. That would suck. But according to Supernatural, God had a sister, so I think that'd be fine. God and his sister can just chill, It's all good. You know? What's up, sis? Although if God's 3 letters, or 4 letters, you get what I'm saying. Like, if God's a 3-letter name, then Amara seems like too much. You know? I think that's too much status. You can't have a longer, more complicated name than God. That's not allowed. Alright? And then we... and then we can have God Wars and mortals can get caught up in that. Well, that just sounds like reality, man. That just sounds like where we are right now, you know? We're all just trying to battle for God, for our chosen gods. Would you show yourself in human form? I don't know. I mean, this is all like really hypothetical. Like I just don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. That would be like something that I would have to decide on the fly, I think, you know. I'd prefer to be a little G god, not a big G god. You know, I'd be like Loki or like Odin or something, you know? I would create the lands, and maybe I would create like the like what starts life. You know, like how biblical evolutionists believe. Like I would be like, okay, I'm responsible for the primordial soup, but then beyond that, it's gonna have to take on a mind of its own, you know. Yes, but like Zeus, it'd be so I could diddle a lot of mortals and animals, mostly animals. There'd be at least one ox in there. Couple of she-dogs or she-wolves. But that, I guess if you wanted to have your specific children, right? If you wanted to have Loki, then you'd have to have relations with a she-wolf. What do I want to put on those empty slots? So this is another thing that's important, is you want to use all your empty slots. Like I know Venom was against that when we were playing, or Venom and Psycho both seemed against that when we were playing, but you want to fill your slots. You got to fill your slots. Don't take innuendo out of that. I do not do that. You're not allowed to take innuendo from that. I am not making an innuendo. You got to fill your slots though. No slots can be empty. If a slot is empty, you're running a bad business. I've worked at a dispensary for most of a retail life. It's much different than a typical store. That I definitely know. I have also myself worked in a dispensary. I've worked at a couple of dispensaries. They mark up product 2 times what they bought it for, sometimes more. When you're out of certain product, customers threaten you by saying they're going to shop somewhere else. It's just a hard industry for profit and keeping people happy. Well, the problem with dispensaries is that the people that run shops at dispensaries are former drug dealers or former food service business owners, franchisees, if you will. And the problem is that if you're running something like a food service establishment, then your entire work ethic is based on exploiting people. That means that if you own a business, you're going to mark things up to absolutely the maximum percentage possible because you are built on exploiting people. If you are hiring bud tenders, you're going to pool tips, and you're probably going to give some of those tips to managers, which is fucking illegal, which my last place did, and I definitely reported them for that. But which is why the owner looks at me like, gives me the stink eye all the time now whenever I see her out in public. But like, they specifically do the worst things that they can because it's legal. And it's because these people were either drug dealers, which means they were proud to be criminals in the first place and don't mind exploiting workers or treating people like slaves, but also because they worked at a food service establishment as a franchisee, which, as you know, are all money-hungry, non-industry natives who like come in there and just pretend they know what it's like to run a business based on whatever it is they believe good businesses are like. That's all it is. It's the don't worry guys, it's the corporations. They don't like that I'm talking shit about them. As soon as I rest for a moment, they'll Okay. Still trying. Still trying. It's chugging along. I am not going to stop. I am not going to stop streaming. We are stuck in, all right? We are not giving up. We are not giving up. No, sir. We're only dropping 5.1% of frames, but I have a feeling that all the rest of those frames are just disappearing altogether. Oh well, you know, that's just how it's got to work sometimes. I'm here. We will stabilize. I know that for sure, because that is how it's happened every single other time that this has happened. We always stabilize. It just takes a little bit of time. And all my viewers. That's how it always seems to happen too. It's always when I get viewers. Isn't that crazy? It is like you know, big tobacco or big weed trying to keep me down. Trying to keep me under their thumb. Trying to keep me from spreading the good word. You know? I hear this now. Yeah, see, I told you, it just takes a bit. It's creeping up slowly in stability. It's still not amazing. We had 8 viewers! Oh my gosh. We had 8 viewers on the Twitch. That's unheard of. That's unheard of. I mean, I guess back in the day, it wasn't unheard of. I think my maximum was like 14 viewers. That was like the most I ever got to before I stopped streaming the first time, you know? Yeah, you know? Ay. Need I say more? Need I say more than ay? Because I will. I'll elaborate. I feel like the words ay were very descriptive, so we can leave it at that. We can leave my summation of the situation with ay. I'm happy to do that. I'd say it's fair. I'd say it's a fair assessment. In the tradition of my ancestors. At least 1/4 of them. Did you see how Stream Elements got a last-minute deal that kept them from shutting down? I did not. But also, for some reason, Stream Elements did not want to work for me the last couple of days. So I've been using some other like third-party multi-streaming add-on. And it is pretty darn good. It almost didn't want to start today, but I was able to get it to work. So that's a plus. I'll consider that a boon. A boon. You know, a good boon. I wish I could fit all these windows on my desktop. Unfortunately, that is not always possible. But what I can do is I can do this. Just while I'm doing, I might as well do some housekeeping while I'm waiting for the stream to stabilize again. Oh, it's good. It's good. We're good. We are more or less stable. Well, let's hope we can get those 8 viewers again. Fuck. I think it's just because, like, one of the current Megastore Simulator players, like, logged off for their session, and the viewers were looking for somewhere else to go. I hope they decide to come back. All right. Good. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad it came back. I'm glad we're stable again. We can get those viewers back. We can do it. Again, I am not changing what I'm doing. It may be a sim game to sim game, but we are not changing our habits until the YouTube is monetized. We will not be doing that. The YouTube, we're doing this until YouTube is monetized. We're in for the long haul. So I hope that you're ready. That's just life right now. And it's going to be life for like the next few days. And I'm okay with that. There we go. All right. We are back to normal. We're at a healthy, robust 6109 kbps, which is more than enough for a stable stream. Cynical, if you didn't hear what I said about Stream Elements, I did not hear that they got a last-minute deal, but I'm a little pissed because it started dropping like this, just constantly. And I don't know if that's a product of Stream Elements itself, or if they were like trying to make their service unmarketable. I don't know, but it sucked. So I switched to like a third-party add-on for OBS. It's like it's just a really like lightweight thing. It's not very heavy duty. It's just kind of like a normal add-on. But yeah, it does multi-streaming exactly how I need it. So yeah, pretty cool. Pretty gosh darn cool. I need to set a couple more prices. I love that this has misters. That is such a little touch. It's so like I don't know why. I don't know why that's so cool. I don't know why that's so cool. I think that's so cool. Damn it. Is there a job simulator where you run a brewery or distillery? There's Tavern Keeper. There's a Moonshiner Simulator. I don't know if there's one that's specifically for a bar. Because, so the reason why people do these asset flips is because it's very easy to just put them on a shelf, to make a mechanic or to make a game function where you sit an item on a shelf. It just goes from your inventory to the shelf. It's harder, I think, not sure, you're the game developer, not me. But I think it's harder to make a game where you have to actually do like mixtures, where you have to try and make it exciting that you need to make a mixture based on what a customer is asking for. I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing that has been refined enough to do as a game, like as just like a quick indie game like this. But these games are like not labor intensive to create. The systems are, but the game itself, I mean, this is very bare bones. You know, like I like it. That's not like a knock against it. It's just very bare bones, you know? And I think that's like sort of the goal is to make something that's really lightweight that you can just simulate a bunch of stuff in. You know, sounds like pretty much the goal of the entire thing. Of being a simulator game. Yeah. But we shall see. We shall see how things transpire. Let's see, I want more Uncle Tony's and more mac and cheese. Maybe some more sugar. Sure. I think there's 3 slots to fill right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I have anything that goes? There's certainly more design legwork. Yeah, I would assume that that's like definitely a thing that's difficult to implement. Like things that are complicated, things that don't require just one step. You know, if it's only one step long, then it's probably easy to put into the game, but there's just in a bar or a restaurant, like creating food. There is like a cooking simulator or something like that where you actually are in charge of like cooking and coming up with dishes, but it's not, it has no other elements in it that are reflective of how a restaurant runs. It's just the kitchen part. And it doesn't really allow for like any random chaos or anything. It's just, I mean, not that a game needs to, but it's not like, I don't know, it's not like that. It's more of like just like specifically just a cooking simulator than it is anything else. I want to run a medieval monastery and brewery to go full Chaucer with the humor in the game. Yeah, it'd be cool to be a Trappist monk. That'd be pretty awesome. I would be, actually, maybe it wouldn't be pretty awesome, because you really wouldn't do much during the day. You know? You'd be praying, you'd be doing cleaning and housekeeping. But yeah, I don't know. Do you think you'd be able to stay busy? I think things would get pretty boring. I guess we'll do 2 Macs and an Uncle Tony. Because those are each 1 case to shelf. Uncle Tony, 2 Macs. Do I have enough? And again, if you're starting out the day with like too much money, spend it. You know? I don't know. Probably spend that money. Definitely not an asset swap, but it would be a pretty fun little niche thing, yeah? I mean, make it just the garden. You know, just the part where you're doing like the farming of the grain and the making of the mash and stuff. Do like that really, like, it's very like intimately, and then like you serve it, I guess, out of casks to guests. That would be like the sort of suspend your disbelief part, because Trappist monks, you know, they weren't bartenders. And it looks like we're at 0 viewers on Twitch now, which is definitely a contrast from before. Damn it. We almost got it. We almost got the big break, you know, where you break break into the zone where people are actually watching you, you know? Like, we almost got it. We almost got it. Just gotta keep going, you know? I don't know why I put the boxes over here. That was a dumb idea. Part of keeping viewers is, you know, not having technical difficulties, which, unfortunately, they're out of my control. That'd be cool if I could control them, because then I could control all the fundamental parts of everything. Even matter itself! Yeah, you do all kinds of events and stuff, and have the monastery be impacted by all kinds of external pressure related to feudalism, but apart from it, because of the monastic hierarchy, it could be, potentially, that you have, like, people who are coming in to, like, try and tell you, like, who to supply to and who to serve and all that kind of stuff. Like, that'd be pretty cool to have a dynamic like that. Like, you have, like, this reputation system where you have to either capitulate to the king's demands, or you'd have to, like, you know, find a way to create essentially a speakeasy, but like a medieval one. And you could have, like, I'm still on Twitch watching you, so 0 isn't right. Yeah, well, the number there says 0, and it's staring me in the face. God damn it. So it may not be right data-wise, but ooh, it's staring me in the face. Ooh, it's intimidating. My stomach hurts. I'm currently editing a video right now that's kind of in keeping with sort of my themes of anti-science, like the people who are anti-science and stuff. Terrence Howard is the subject of my newest video. And I'm trying to release it within the next day or so, because I want to try and piggyback off of, because Professor Dave has very much been an ardent supporter of getting him, like, out of the zeitgeist, and I think that that's a good message, because Terrence Howard is fucking insane, and so I want to be able to, you know, help with a little bit of that, try and get my message out there too, because I cover more of the just like the fucked up aspects of him being a human being. Like, I cover more of like the psychological stuff, and then Professor Dave covers a lot of like this science stuff. And so I thought it would be really good to like dovetail with his content, because he basically has the same attitude as me. Like, he's not afraid to call out moroninery, buffoonery. But he has like science to back up his stuff, and I mostly just am just a normal person, you know? And so I hope to offer a little bit of that. Let's say it's basically like if you had the Joe Rogan experience, like, I guess back when it started, but but not with Joe Rogan, like with someone who actually like is willing to say, like, talk shit to people who deny science, you know, instead of giving them a platform. Like that kind of, like, I guess the anti-Joe Rogan. You know, a guy from a blue-collar background who likes to read and likes to do research and stuff like that. I think that's a good premise for a podcast. And who isn't, like, on that fucking, you know, conspiracy bullshit just all the time. Just always talking about, oh, vaccines are a conspiracy. 5G is a conspiracy. Fucking... You know, Obama is bombing people in Afghanistan so that the rich can have adrenochrome, you know? You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Indeed you do. You know what I mean because I know what I mean. And gosh darn it, that makes us tandem knowers. No, the stream's doing fine. Don't scare me like that. We're at 6100 kbps. Alright? Don't you fucking scare me like that. Alright? Don't you dare do that to me. Don't you ever. Don't you ever do that to me. I should go into the... I should go into all the streams where they're doing Megastore Simulator, and I should just go, guys, my stream works again, I promise, come back. I think that would be pretty pathetic, but, you know... To each their own, I guess. Come back! Come back, viewers! See, if I was that desperate for the attention, I probably would just go through my follower list and like try to whisper all of my old followers and be like, hey guys, I'm streaming again, do you want to come watch me? I mean, I can't say that I never had that idea, but I don't think that's a good way to get viewers. Which means I'm probably gonna just not do that. Anyway, Kings, Crusader Kings, Medieval Dynasty, Pillars of the Earth. Pillars of the Earth? Oh, yeah, sorry, I noticed that. I brought over my piece and I was like, I'm still on camera. Those games, like the Dynasty games, I don't know where the disconnect is in my brain, but I can't get into them. And I love simulation. I don't know why, like... Every time one of those games comes out, I pick it up and I'm like, yeah, or I play the demo if it's offered, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm finally going to give it a chance. I'm finally going to do it, and I just don't like it. I just don't get into it. I don't know what the deal is behind that. I wish I did. I wish I knew what was keeping me from enjoying those games, especially because, like, I like early politics. Like, I like early bureaucracy and early politics and that kind of stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know what my deal is. I'm weird. I'm like probably on the autism spectrum. Like I would venture a very decent guess that I'm probably like somewhere on the autism spectrum. But like, and that would explain a lot of like why I feel like I'm just wired differently, or why I think completely differently than people. But like that could explain why I like some of these simulation games and I'm not like super into Crusader Kings and all that kind of stuff. Crusader Kings is the most intricate political simulator and story generator I've ever seen. Hey man, RimWorld is a pretty good story simulator, okay? Story generator. Alright, and I just got this game called Pal Life, or Pika Life, or Pika Folks, or Pal Folks, or Peta Folks, or something like that. Not Peta Folks, I don't know if anyone would ever want to title a game like that. But I did just buy one of those. It's basically, well see, now that's ultimate simulation. Cynical, you're talking about like hardcore sim. Like that is like you could build an entire universe with Dwarf Fortress. Like that is like it has very like crazy good simulation, and that's why it looks the way that it does. Because it's not like, you know, the best looking game, obviously. I played a lot of Dwarf Fortress. Dude, I think a lot of nerds spent much of their formative years playing Dwarf Fortress. Kenshi is sick too in the same way. Well, that to me, Kenshi feels like the modern day Dwarf Fortress. Even though it looks like it still has PS1 graphics, like that's exactly what Dwarf Fortress would look like if it was developed today. It would look like Project Gorgon, you know? Alright, so if you've ever been to my stream, which some of you haven't, maybe some of you have. If you've never been to my stream, Cynical knows this. I tend to engage in the smokething of the Kanibas, and so feel free to join if you'd like. You don't have to. I'm going to be here. I'm still going to be here. We're going to get back to playing the game right after I'm done. But cheers, and feel free to join. We're going to go in 3, 2, 1, and we're going to light them up. Hey, as the mister goes on, the smoke is being lit up. We'll consider the mister the 3, 2, 1, go, and go. By the way, cheers and smoke them if you got them. I don't know why I missed that. Normally, that's my go-to line because I like to wish people well. Wow, that actually tasted like cotton candy. That is insane. Anyway, farm sims are dope. I got started in my sim journey with city building sims. And one of my favorites in that vein is what is it? It's the one that has Twitter in it, essentially. It's a small one. City Skylines. That was like one of my favorites, especially when I can bust out the wheel/pedals/fight sticks to use all the flight sticks. SimCity 2000. Ugh, raw one. Why? This is the first time you've spoken in I think an hour, and the first thing you say makes me cringe. Ugh. SimCity. Ugh. Why? No, I don't agree with you. Please. What a debacle that was. Do you remember that whole, the whole controversy, over the development, and the release of that game? That sucked, man. I mean, the game itself was in a pretty poor state when it launched. Not SimCity 2000, it was SimCity 3? But yeah, my sim journey started with City Skylines. And it was good, I was able to fix traffic problems before having to go to YouTube. It was good. I liked it. But then Maxis had Sims 3 and 4. Actually, no. I think the first sim game I ever played was probably Theme Park. That was a good one. Theme Park. Remember that one? That was 98, 95, something like that. And I remember that was the first game I ever knew that there were cheats in. I think I had a Game Genie before that and just didn't realize that console games were being cheated on. I was that's not cheating. It's the video store rented me this. Why would they do that if it was cheating? It was cheating. Not cheesing or cheating as much as cheesing. Game Shark? Game Genie, dude. Come on, not Game Shark. Game Shark was later. That was Game Shark was the other consoles, the next gens. I played The Sims, but every time I play those games, I always just end up making a character that never goes out and makes friends because becomes a writer, and because you can do that on the computer and dies. I think maybe I'm not suited for sim games because that's what I do too. I think so. Okay. Then I don't know if you have done an assessment or anything like that, if you know that you're on the autism spectrum, but the reason why I believe that I am is because that's exactly what I do. I would try to be as close to me in real life as possible, and if I had my choice, I would probably be an ultimate loner. Not nowadays, but in my formative years, I definitely would have been a loner. I would have considered myself an otaku, and I probably would have gotten really deep into anime. And maybe I would have had a channel on manga or something, I probably still would have created content, but it would have been very Japanese coded. Very I'd also weigh about 60 pounds more, and my beard would only be here. So, But I'm not currently living in a basement. I live right now during the day. I live in an office, and it's located in my apartment. But I live here. You know, I live in this office, and at night I live outside of the office. You know, in the outside lands. My alternative timeline me is sub to Goose's hentai channel, dude. Skippy. Why are you like this? Are you actually gay in real life? Or do you just like to portray that as part of your character? Because you've made quite a few passes at me, and it would be really weird if you were 100% straight. And I guess it wouldn't be that weird. I mean, most of my straight friends make gay jokes all the time, so... But you know, that's why I put that in quotes, because maybe you got some things you need to confront. I know that I know what the Outlands are. I played WoW since like 2005. Where did you say something about the Outlands? Oh, the Outland. Yeah, no, sorry. Hentai ain't gay. It's just anime porn. No, Skippy. I'm just saying in general. You've hit on me a couple of times. You've made some pretty overt passes. All right. And so if you're not gay, then maybe you need to think about some things. You know I'm married, Skippy. You know I'm married. All right? I will never have an OnlyFans. Why is my light sensor is like, it thinks that it's really dark in here. This is one of the better lit rooms in the house right now. Okay? It's almost like the frickin' sun in here. All right? It's almost like it's this lighting. It's like this lighting. My green screen only goes up so far. Then I cut off my hands. Ah! Ah! I can't feel my hands! I can't feel my hands! Oh, there they are. I played Anarchy Online and EVE Online since like 2003. WoW I tried a bit after Star Wars Galaxies. Man, if Star Wars Galaxies had just been given a chance, man. Cynical and I were talking about that the other day. Like, they had such a promising idea that, like, it was gonna be the next WoW, essentially. And they didn't make that... They didn't, like, try to hide that fact. They were like, we're definitely gonna be like WoW. I know that there's a private server, but I'm saying that the development didn't get a chance to do what it was supposed to be doing, what they set out to do. And what they set out to do was to create a living Star Wars universe that you could play in. That would have been so cool. You know? And you could be a bounty hunter where they would give you bounties on actual players that you would then hunt down across the galaxy. And then either I can bring you in hot or warm, or I can bring you in cold. Yes! You could do that. You could do that. Or if you wanted to be a smuggler. If you wanted to make the Kessel Run in 14 parsecs. How many parsecs was it? Which isn't, it's a measure of distance, not a unit of time. So I don't know why they said that first place. But who am I to tell the creators of Star Wars, you know, what they're supposed to do? You could sing at the cantina. Yes, you could be like a performer, that like a dancer. I think was one of the classes that you could choose. Like you could, like, it was, you picked it, like you made your character. It was one of the first times that it was like separate, like where you could be like, oh, like I make my character, I can pick my class, I can do like all this kind of like permeable stuff, or not interchangeable, but you get what I'm saying. SOE had a real conflict of interest going on because of how the parent company was dictating stuff in response to WoW's success. Well, but see, this is what I was saying. Like, it was all in response to WoW. It was all in response to the success of WoW. And if they had done things like WildStar, because the WildStar was that the head of marketing there is a fucking genius. He's the guy that appeared in most of their promotional material whenever they would release updates about the game, like as they were developing it. WildStar, they did it so well. The guy, like, he kept the community updated, and he said like what they were working on. Star Wars Galaxies had like no following, like almost no following. Like they could have done it. They could have done it if they relied on, but they just, instead of relying on the reputation of Star Wars and trying to promote the reputation of the Star Wars games, they would have had a lot better of a basis to start with Star Wars, with the marketing for Star Wars Galaxies. Damn it! I wanted to be a bounty. I wanted to be the next Boba Fett. I wanted to be a bounty hunter. I wanted to actually hunt down players. Take them in cold, you know? Oh, would have been so cool. Gosh darn it. But you know what? Maybe someday. Maybe someday there'll be an even better next WoW that'll be space-based, and I can do my bounty hunting. It doesn't have to be Star Wars. It doesn't have to be Star Wars coded, doesn't have to be Star Wars themed, doesn't have to have the name in it or anything like that, but just let me be a bounty hunter and let me freeze people in carbonite or some other non-Star Wars related metal. Alloy. Whatever. I'll take that. I'll take that. Something like that. You know, give me a blaster. Make it a, you know, fun thing to use and gosh darn it. You got me as a member for life. Wow, it's fantastic. Even Blizzard didn't know it was going to be as big as it was. I know! 3.15 was like when they released their first, like, the Prime of Players guide. And it was like try not to overcast on your fireball or you'll run out of mana. Here's Wailing Caverns. And then it gives you a map. So good. It's all good. Next life we will reincarnate in Tamriel. Why Tamriel? Haven't the Elder Scrolls been discovered? Wasn't that like a really long time ago? Aren't we supposed to be Dwemer? Sorry, just have to clear my throat there. And now with communication not being a big deal in games anymore, you need more than just social features and persistence to be something like that. We'll get there again eventually. I don't know, man. I think that I think people called it quits too early on the development process for the games that came out like 2005 and through 11 that were supposed to be like the WoW killers. Again, my demonstrator, my most recent memory for that is WildStar and how they like shut down the company just because they couldn't think that they didn't think that they would be able to compete with WoW. And then the guy, the one that was responsible for their marketing campaigns, went over there and started doing WoW's marketing campaigns. I think it was when Battle for Azeroth came out. Garrisons, whatever Garrisons were. Another NCSoft victim. Yeah. And they had the mechanics. They had really cool telegraphing systems. Their boss fight mechanics were taken and put into WoW. I think when Shadow Labs was remastered, like they had fuck, man. It makes me feel so bad for like the things that could have been. You know, I was in a huge guild and we were all coordinated. We were ready for the 40-man raids the day release came out, and we fucking did it. 40 people, all hanging out, fighting big battles. You know, it was exactly like in the trailer. It was really cool. NCSoft loves to shut down games if they're not straight up hit. Yeah. It's not they're willing to work on them or improve on them, but quick to shut down. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They shut them down before they even get a chance. And any person who runs a business needs to know that you're going to be in debt for a good chunk of the time that you're starting up. That's why they call them startups. Because you're going to be losing the whole time until you're established. People just want immediate success, and it's like they fold when the first sign of insecurity is there. Oh well, we can't pay a draw this period. Oh my God! Shut the doors! Light everything on fire. We'll try to claim some insurance money. That's some BS, if you ask me. Some billing and shipping. You thought I was going to swear, didn't you? I will never swear. I will never swear in front of you. Ever. Don't get it twisted. I'll never swear at you people. Ever. Earlier best MMOs had a lot of social play as well as meetups. They went full roller coaster from Sandbox. Tabula Rasa is one that I remember fondly. MMORPGs are expensive as fuck to run and hard to develop. And the market isn't huge, so easier, cheaper, more quickly profitable concepts float to the top. Yeah, and that means that nobody other than a multi-million-dollar AAA studio can even compete in the market at all. Can even, like, that's the price of entry, is you have to be like a billion-dollar company. You have to at least be somewhere in the same financial realm as Blizzard to even get started, because they're probably seeing market losses too in the retail product, at least in the subscription models, because people don't want to fucking pay that shit anymore. That's why it's like free to pay or free to play, you know? Stop with the light sensor bullshit. Be better, light sensor. How dare you?
Hi, nice to see
That'll
you.
be 1949 for you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Hello, sir. Thank you, sir. 13.95, sir. Get out. And I don't say that with any meanness. You've done your duty here. Now get out. You too, miss. Get the hell out. Thank you. Get the hell out. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your money. Get the hell out. Thank you. Get the hell out. Thank you. Thank you. Nice top. Get the hell out. Sorry. Hang on. I actually have to scan these first. Gotta make sure I get my money. Now get the hell out. Get the hell out. Thank you. Thank you. Carrot, huh? You gonna stick that up your butt? I bet you are. No judge. I'm just making an observation.
Hey, how's it going?
Get out. Good. How are you? Get out! My allergies are still effing me up. My allergies are my allergies. Allergies in general are effing my wife up big time. She's got like sinus infection and shit. Sucks. Sucks. Tabula Rasa, another NC Sophic. Yeah, no, I fucking remember, dude. They had mechs you could walk around it. They had mechs you could walk around it. And you could launch grenades at aliens. It was really cool. It was really cool. I like launching grenades at aliens. Nobody launches eggs. Nobody launches grenades at aliens anymore. You know, it's a lost art, one could argue. Don't fucking put your card in my face, dude. I'm gonna get there. I'm currently having a conversation, okay? These people like me. You don't like me. You don't like me! Thank you very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Lots of water, huh? You gonna put that water in the cereal? I used to do that because I grew up poor. Yep. People that want to hang out with some... hang on. Really, friend slap games are kind of the indie devs capitalizing on the same market MMORPGs used to take up. Well, yeah, you know, it's like game locusts as players are out there, but also game locusts as developers are out there too. People will hop genres like the changing of the seasons. Everything else good they shut down. Tabula Rasa, City of Heroes, City of Villains, Wildstar, many more. People that want to hang out with some friends for a bit in a game and don't mind spending $15 a month to do it. It's humid as frick here today, and humidity is the worst. Humidity has been bad in the PNW. In the PNW lately. Been pretty bad. I would like it to not be bad anymore. I would like for the weather to just be crisp and cool and maybe 70 degrees all year long. That would be super great. I would appreciate it. Please and thank you. And if you do not, I will have to find a way to control the weather. And I've done it before, and I'll do it again. I will change the weather. And I'll use 5G to do it, you sons of bitches. Don't test me. I'll give everybody cancer. And control their mind. With 5G. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Stop looking at me. You're not allowed to look at me. That's not nice. Don't look at me. Rude. You're gonna milk. He's gonna mix the milk with the was it soda? What did you get? What did you get? I just blanked on the thing I just scanned with my own two invisible hands. Oh god, I can't see the rest of my body either. Now get out. A lot of sugar. I don't know that you should be consuming that much sugar. If you're doing something where you need 2 boxes of sugar, that's fine. But also what you're doing is you're buying them both at once, which tells me that you go through quite a lot of sugar. Which I don't think is healthy. Just saying. It's crazy humid here too. Something like that in co-op would be Wayward Realms? I don't know what that is. Daggerfall used to be. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Yeah, Grand RPG. Yep. Yeah, you guys, you and everyone else we play with on Saturdays is harps on and on about these Grand RPGs. I just never had friends to play with. Like I had one best friend when I was growing up, and he stopped playing video games when he discovered girls, which was pretty early on. So I didn't have friends to play with for the longest time until I got into guilds and WoW. And like so, group dynamics were like on a much more, compared to those games, massive scale, because you're coordinating for like boss fights and you have to actually make schedules and shit. So I didn't really get much of the intimate group dynamics for like until actually very recently, which is I think pretty cool. You know, all makes me not feel as old as maybe I actually am. I get to feel a little less like a decrepit old man, loner, otaku type. What happened to my camera? No! My camera died. I mean, not my camera. It's because broadcast took a poop. Broadcast took a poop. Well, yeah, let's save that for now. I don't play with Skippy. God damn it, I do not play with Skippy. If he has any friends in there who are named Goose, then he is literally RPing our relationship. Okay? I do not play WoW Classic. Most fun. Again, my votes are still with either Wildstar or Tabula Rasa. Those were my favorites. Even though I know you, yeah. I guess probably game time spent is always a good metric. Well, I'm glad you're in the group now. Hey, me too. Best MMO is 100% EVE Online. Oh my god. Oh my god, no. I don't want to spend 40 hours transporting something. Like I don't want to spend 40 hours to like go buy materials for my ship. I don't want to spend 100 hours just establishing like my own character, like my own arc and shit. Ay. It's a long and drawn out game process. Indeed. But I know that people who like it, they love it. And it's got what seems like a very close-knit community, you know? All right, let's see if Broadcast has had a moment to calm down. I'm just going to restart it. I'm going to quit it. I'm going to restart it. And then we'll see if we can get Camara back. Camara. Super carrier stuck in space with a pilot after my alliance crashed while I was AFK. Well, yeah, see what I mean? Like, and how the fuck? How do you recoup that? You don't. You done it. You know, you done it. Camera's back. Welcome, camera. Camera. Sugar. And then what else did you get? Cereal? Sugar? I think either today or either this week or next week is taco week. Not in the game, in my real life. Which is going to be really fun because tacos are delicious. And I'm always a big fan of the tacos. They are my 1/4 heritage food. Yeah, but that's not the reason you play. You play because of the story you have, and you became friends with a bunch of people along the way and experienced something cool. They call Type 2 fun, if you're familiar with the term. I don't know if I am. I have to go beg entrance into an alliance with a keep star around and do a super operation with 3 characters to extract it. It requires so much preload, I simply chose not to play. Yeah, I would have as well. That's insane.
Hey, good to see you.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work for your video game experience. But like, what cynical what you're saying, I think I understand. Like, you know, it's the journey, not the destination. Which is, you know, that's classic. I get it. But you know, sometimes I think personally, the dopamine fixes are often more fulfilling because it's like I don't experience the things that people get nostalgic about the same way. I like it. I mean, honestly, whatever makes you feel good, do it, you know? Fulfillment. Fulfillment is not just a shipping term. That's right. I've done a logistics before. You can't prove I didn't. Nor should you even try. I wish I had tacos.
Just these. Thank you.
These, that's one item. You got one item. Don't say these. Don't even say anything. You don't have to make small talk. Hey, yeah, you know? Jeez. Too many carrots. You got too many carrots. I don't approve. I don't approve of that many carrots.
Hey.
You're not allowed to buy that many carrots at once, okay? 2 is too many. Excuse me. Who gives a $100 bill for a $2 item? Where do you get off? I don't know why I did that. Screw off. Never come back. Do come back, but don't shove your card in my face, dude. Nico Bellic. I should turn him in. Probably a reward on that guy's head.
Hey, how's it going?
I guess everyone here looks kind of Slavic. Eastern European, at the very least. Which is, I mean, cool. No judge, you know, no judge. This game's obviously got to be located somewhere, you know, and it can't just be a fictional place. It's got to be somewhere real, okay? $50, $60, $70, $3.
Hello.
No, don't you fucking start, bitch. You're wearing a puffy coat, I think. You're wearing a leather jacket. Screw you. That's not nice. You either, bitch. Look at that. He shoved his card in my face again. How dare he? How dare he? Sorry, I cringe anytime I use that word. That is just not something I normally say. Makes the hair on the back of my neck go up. Ugh. I envision people like in real life, like if a guy's doing that like to his girlfriend or something in public. Makes me feel uncomfortable. I guess that's what they call empathy. I don't like it. Although I do wish that I was eating a very large pizza right now. It'd be very tasty. Like a big old pizza with the cup pepperonis. And
Hello.
regular pepperoni too. Both regular and the cup pepperoni. Because I want both. I want like grease to get trapped in the cup pepperonis, and then like the edges get all nice and crispy. But then I also want like the the wide, not the wide pepperoni, but like the just the decent, you know, the decent, like the normal sized pepperonis. But they get like nice and little bit crispy too, and then chop them up, chop half of them up, and then you've got even more crispiness, more surface area, more crispiness, and then they're not sitting in the grease though, but you still have your little grease pools. That's delicious.
Hi.
All right.
Nice to see you.
You've never met me, sir. This is the first time you've been in here. Don't you fucking dare ever accuse me of knowing you again. I will kill you. 24 cents. 24 cents is your change, miss. Do you need help out to your car for your apple? Thank you, sir. 1056. Feels like I'm talking police codes or something. 1274. All right, we did it. Guys, you made it through day 5. We're $775 richer. And that is to say we're $775 richer. Total profit. Shut up. Like I said, you're supposed to be in the red, you know, for a while. If it was Eastern Europe, the produce would be fake and there would be bread lines. But see, it is almost all fake. Look. That's not real. Macaroni and cheese? That's not a thing. That doesn't exist. All right? I don't know in what foreign country you guys have something called macaroni and cheese. I've never heard of it. All right? I have never heard of that. What is it? What the fuck is it? What the fuck is a snack? You know? What is a snack brand macaroni and cheese? What is it? What is that? You know? What is it? And then family size? How does it know how many people are in my family? How has it been able to get into my house? How did it get access to my house and my family? I don't trust these products. All right? And what's that? What's that? What is that? Sticks? Fucking ground sticks from the ground? What tree does that grow on? Huh? Oh God! Oh shit! I'm having flashbacks. Whew. It's okay, it was just some water. It was just a little bit of water, it's fine. It's okay. Calm down, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. You need to calm down. You need to calm the fuck down. Am I open yet? I'm not open yet. Now I'm open. We're open. I'm open. I'm open. I need products. Oh God, I need products. Oh my jumping Lord Jesus. I need some of those. I need some of that. I need some of that. I already got that. I need some of that, some of that, some of that. And then let's see if there's anything. Let's see if there's anything else I can get. Probably more licenses. Although, oh nope, I put it in the order. Never mind. Forgot what keys does. Oh my God, I forgot how to speak English too. God damn, I forgot what keys do what. Matrimony and cheese. That sounds even more disturbing. Yep. Ooh, bitch. Ooh, you bitch. Ooh, you bitch. Yeah, hang on, hang on. I'll be right with you. You wanted sugar. That's what you were bitching about. Sugar is what was causing her to be a Karen. Can you believe that? Sugar. Sugar. I'm sorry, I gotta have my sugar. That's like when people like need to have their coffee. Oh, I've got to have my coffee. Screw you. You don't need coffee. I don't say woot. That's not something I say. Skippy. Don't accuse me of things that you don't know shit about. How dare you? I'm incensed. Patrick, I don't speak English? Is that... Do I not speak English? I think I do. I thought I did. Today I just seem unable to put words together sensically. It's because I'm tired, I think. I'm guessing. I don't really sleep that well. I'm trying to correct a divot in the bed. And the allergy season is causing my sinuses to go real crazy. So I got a couple of factors of things going on that prevent very good sleep. Guys, stop saying woot. I didn't say any of that. I didn't say woot. I am not a million years old and chronically online, okay? I am but a man. I am but a man. I am Butterman. I am Butterman. I am Butterman. Alright, guys? So, calm down. Butterman to the rescue. No, you don't say woot when I tell you not to say woot. You don't do that. You don't, that's rude. Why are you buying all this produce? It's such disjointed produce. Is this just for one day? Is this just your lunch, or... Diversify your diet, girl. 32, 738. Two things. One of those is gonna spoil. 2.5 quarts of milk. For one man. For just one man. On another note, I love sim games, as do I, good sir. If you are a big fan of sim games, then you are among friends on this channel. And when it gets monetized, you'll be among friends at least 8 to 10 hours a day. At least 8 to 10 hours a day. If I could make a job out of this, I wouldn't mind working job hours, because this is something I like. This is fun for me. All right? That was right Foreman from the Red Foreman, right? Red? He had what is Red short for? That's an established name, isn't it? There are all these groundhogs, a whole family of them. Oh my god, they're piling up. Oh dear god, I didn't pause the game. I got caught up. Sorry, customers. Sorry, sir, ma'am. Sorry, ma'am, sir, ma'am, sir. Ma'am, sir. Mansers. Spike TV. Free word association. Get out. Get out. You want chips? Get out. Pay me and get out. Chips? Get out. Lemon? Sugar. Okay. Sure. You just need lemon and sugar? I'm down. $13.95. One. Take it and get out. A giant hawk? Picking up the yard, I'm afraid they'll bite my dog. Chase out the groundhogs. But if they're outside the fence, I let them chill. I love groundhogs, man. Like, domesticate them. Make them your friends, and they'll scare away the hawk. And then the hawk won't get your dog. See what I'm saying? So you gotta... Hang on. This is important. Shut up. Shut up. Everybody, shut up. Everybody, shut up. Everybody, shut up. Shut up. This is important. If you get the groundhogs on your side, right? Give them like cabbages, give them little like cooked beans, some lentils, you know, make them fart their little asses off with all that fiber, you know. You bring them onto your side, and then you convince them that the hawk is talking shit to them. All right, that hawk is no good. I don't know where he came from. He's not from the neighborhood. And so he doesn't represent us. And they'll keep a lookout. And the second that hawk lands, they'll swarm it. And then you'll have to ask them to bring its skull to you so that you can use it as a trophy. And you'll just keep it on like a keychain or something. You know? Bit off his leg? How big was this groundhog? They're They're like that at maximum. How does it bite off a leg? Was the dog chloroformed? That's crazy. How did that happen? They can bite like crazy. But that's a what?
Hey, how's it
That's
going?
insane. I'm sorry for the dog. That sucks. Especially if you look at a groundhog, you're like, oh, like a dog. A dog would be like, oh, come on, look at that thing. What? You know, a dog would be looking at a groundhog, going like, that thing's not gonna bite my leg off. Like you guys don't. You're not. You're joshing. You're joshing me. There's no way. There's no way. But then the thing would come over and bite its leg off, and it'd be like, no! Oh my god, I didn't think this was gonna happen to me! You always think it's not gonna happen to you! Full grown. Jesus fuck, man. That's just insane. That lady legit has the human NPC hello line from WoW. I swear I have an ear for that. Well, and you play it obsessively, so that too. That also kind of gives your ears some muscle memory to recognize familiar sounds. Oh, you know, I don't think that I put the game and the info in YouTube because I didn't use the gaming category. Put that in there. Let's put that in there. Zoop. Then what's this game called again? Megastore. Megastore Simulator. It's the Megastore Simulator. Megastore Simulator. Megastore. There you go. That's the store. That's the song. That's the Megastore Simulator song that I just made up in my head. I could sing it again, but I don't feel like it. So suck on that. Megastore Simulator. Sorry, I'm adjusting my windows. My winders. Yeah, I think I'm getting a sinus infection. Fuck, man. Our bodies suck. Oh, God. Yeah, that's true. He has two, but the groundhog only bit one off of their legs. So I guess that's not too terrible of a ratio. I guess. I guess we're dog populists. Megastore Simulator? Ooh, that would not be fun. That'd be more of a horror game. Have you played the Video Store Simulator yet? I have. I mean, I have it. I mean, I don't mind playing it. Really, just the idea behind today is playing, you know, games that simulate retail. I don't much care what form of retail that is. Video Store Simulator is, or rental, whatever. Retro Rewind is just as good for that. My thing is I want to honor the agreement that I've made with myself that all we're going to do for this stream is we're going to play basically job sims until the channel gets monetized. Which is, you know, that's going to provide motivation for me to actually like edit my footage into actual videos and upload them. So
Hello?
It's more of a self-driving mechanism than actually trying to get monetized. I mean, no, that's my goal, but I really would love to get into some Subnautica 2, just because I know that it's going to create a lot of like tension with me, and I think people like to see that, especially in the playbacks. But also I've got other ideas for conspiracy stuff that I want to cover. Sorry, counting in my head. Not in my head, counting out loud, actually. Counting both in my head and out loud. But yeah, until then we are going to be doing sim games that have something to do with work.
How's it
which
going?
would include Schedule 1, because that's one of the more fun ones, but it's been a while since they've updated last, you know? And it's usually not super substantive updates. It's usually just like some mild additions and then quality of life stuff. So I like Schedule 1 though. It's a good game. Used car simulator is fun also. It's the one where you are just working on the car. It's not like, you know, My Summer Car, one of those.
Hi, nice to see you.
And there's a Storage Wars. Yeah, I've seen that one. Can't wait to see what you end up making for Hunt Requiem. I mean, yeah, probably. I'll probably have some ideas and then completely toss them out the window. In favor of something completely off the cuff, which is always, you know, always good. Is that a weed simulator game? Are you talking about Schedule 1? Because that is. But not the Hunt Requiem. And it's funny, Cynical, I keep thinking that what pops into my head every time you say the name of that RPG, I think it's TTRPG we call it. I keep thinking of a Hunt Showdown? The game that's like 4-player and it's like a extraction shooter, I guess, but like horror based. I'm sure you've heard of it. Showdown? Hunt Showdown. We did it! I mean, I didn't manage to stock the shelves. I got a little distracted. But I mean, that's what happens when there's, you know, a whole chat to pay attention to, plus the people that you're serving, so understandable. Just gotta get back on my game now. Oh, nope, not that's not getting back on your game. That's making things more complicated. Hunt was the name of the campaign. Ran back in the day amongst the upcoming campaign is called Hunt Requiem. US peep not playing Bungie games. No love for Marathon. Why is that? Just because that's not the type of game that I enjoy. I think that's an extraction shooter, isn't it? Not a big fan of those. I don't like things that are like where you stand to lose stuff, or where it's like real tension, like Tarkov, like it's real tension. Like that's just scary. It's not scary, but like I don't know. I play games to not be tightly wound, you know. So it feels counterintuitive to me when I feel stressed playing a video game, you know. But you can hire help eventually in this game too, right? Yep. One of the core principles of the game is to hire and manage a staff. It's pretty integral to to your success in the game as a mega store. I do like extraction shooters and feeling the tension sometimes, but I also don't always want that. Yeah, I like just hanging out, man. Hanging out, letting loose, and you know, get your characters to have fun. I don't know where I was going with that. I don't think I had a point there. I think I was just trying to come up with a platitude on the fly, and it didn't work. Didn't work. It's better to just abort the mission and move on, in my humble opinion. I think I'm going to take out a loan, because I really don't like still using the truck. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make the success. Phasmophobia? Shortly, but never with anyone. Loot is too disposable in an effort to get people to not have loot fear, and always the vaults are tiny. Yeah. I mean, it was like sort of the same principle behind Arc Raiders. Like, and I just there's too many ruthless people out there. You know, like there's too many people who think, oh, I've gotta you know, I've gotta be King Shithole. King Shithead. Sorry, King Shithead. Don't forget to rotate stock. I think that is actually a thing in this game. Because it's like there's spoilage. But I also think that that's a mechanic that is new to me. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do in the grand scheme of things. Daily payment 120. Oh my god. Yes, this loan is specifically for the cart mover. And then we're gonna sell the hand truck. I still have... Did I seriously just... Oh yeah, no, because that was a whole dollar amount. Okay, good. Yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Shut up. Is Arma a job simulator because you're in the army and that's a job? I guess. I don't know that I'd be able to pay attention to chat and play Arma. Because that's... feels like it's going to take up too much of my brain. It feels like my brain is too mushy around this time of day for that. I'm down to try. I mean, I don't know that I'd be any good at, like, I feel like a lot of that game is running if you're not, like, communicative enough. I worked for a grocery store, in the grocery store for 12 years. You mean in this particular grocery store? I've never had you as an employee. Don't you dare lie to me. How dare you? I mean, I'm not surprised people are in this industry for a while because there's a lot of transiency, like, but there's also, like, those corporations dangle all those, like, health benefits and those stock options and shit in front of you. So I could see how it would provide an appeal. I've been working on and off in retail for 10 years, 12 years, something like that. And in kitchens for like another 10, 12 years, often overlapping. Yeah, you're right. Running is a good opportunity to talk to chat. That is absolutely something I was completely not thinking about. Cook dinner? Yeah, absolutely, man. If you're leaving soon, have a good one. Do more Arma? Yeah, I'm down. I've been dipping in and out, but like I get scared and I retreat, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't know if I can do it. Woo. I want to run Saboteur. Like, I want to run Saboteur ops. I was watching someone on YouTube, like, doing their thing and like planting C4 on like helicopters and then waiting until they got full and then detonating it and shit like that. Oh, it sounds so fun. But he was running a long gun. He was running an FN foul for the first video. I want to start piloting choppers. Yeah, I mean, some of those pilots, like, start watching some of those like action guys on the, like, the people that do like flips and shit. That's like, I don't know if I'd ever be able to do that. That's just outside of my realm of ability. So I'm still, I'm hoping that we can get that little bump in viewership that we had earlier today, but without the technical difficulties. I think that would be fun. For tomorrow's stream, anyway. I mean, I may not even play, what you call it, this one. But I don't know, I feel like a lot of people like this particular game, regardless, or like, despite the fact that it seems to just have like okay reviews. I think people like it. Yeah, I rode with a few dudes over the last couple of days in Arma, and I was like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, dude, like, the reactions that people get on their clips and shit is like, holy shit! Oh my god, I'm gonna be sick! An amazing pilot, blasting music, yep. If you know the low-flying activity from SC. From SC. Probably not. Because I'm trying to think of what that means. Damn, I need to eat a snack. I'm hungry. I'm hungry as fudge. Oh, Star Citizen, I get you. Gotcha. I'm glad people are enjoying that game. It was definitely one that I wanted to give a chance when it was fully released, and then it just hasn't been released. But I mean, it's essentially, I think it's basically about as released as it's going to be, you know. Oh, I gotta send this guy away. Oops. Get out of here. Leave. Leave! I am on Twitch too, yes. We are indeed. That's where I got, like, just, I had 8 viewers, like, this is about, like, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Like, just, it was while I was experiencing, like, an outage, essentially. And the viewer count, right as the stream dropped, the viewer count went up to, like, 8. It's pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was a good moment. And then, obviously, they dropped because the stream, like, was unstable, but we'll see it again. Oh, we'll see it again, good sir. And it's gonna be sweet. Eggs, that was what I needed. But also, I need to fill 2 more of those shelves. Let's just say yes on that, and then I'll still order those things. I'm guaranteeing you that I doubled up, but I don't mind actually having. I don't mind having a little bit of backstock. 4.8 is actually pretty solid. I mean, is it to the point where you can basically like just go like planet to planet and like just totally do like free like travel and totally free and liberated and all this kind of shit, or is it like, is it still like instanced or whatever? So I remember they had it in a state where they had the Squadron 42 games separate. I think that's permanently separate now. I joined a book Discord and they asked me what I was reading recently, and I looked over all their chats and stuff, and it was just romancy stuff. But you have you actually read that recently, or were you just saying that so that you didn't get kicked out of the book club? Because I would, if they were doing romance stuff and that's not what you were into, I'd be like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if that's the Discord for me. Sugar. If y'all remember a little band known as System of the Down. Now these would normally come on big pallets. Milk would normally come on big pallets. Not little boxes. It definitely doesn't come in boxes at all, for that matter. So I don't know where you get off. I don't know where you get off, Megastore Simulator. More like Megastore Scam you later. Scam you later. More like Megastore Scam you later. I'll scam you later on. As in not right now. I'll scam you later. Megastore. But a surprising amount of them knew what I was talking about and had read those books. Oh, well, there you go. Romantasy is just the biggest lit genre these days, so it dominates every Discord. Basically, what it means that probably older people reading young books. Okay. Yeah, you're probably not. Well, because like, you know, you're in college. You know, you're footloose and fancy free. And you're probably going out to the Wishing Well, or the what are the other like quintessential bar names, or to the Sleeping Turtle Tavern, whatever the average bar name is for a divey college bar in your neighborhood. You know, people who are in their 20s, they're looking to have some fun and hang out and drink some drinks. They don't care about reading books too often, you know. Gosh darn it, literature has been lost among the youth. Let me tell you, it's been lost. Goddamn Bloomberg. Is that who keeps calling my phone and it says scam likely? Bloomberg? I'm pretty sure he's behind a lot of the robocalls I've been receiving lately. Goddamn Bloomberg. I don't know why I didn't do that. We'll just reverse time. That was my reverse timing, or my reversing time noise. In case you guys have never heard that before, it's about reversing time. See? My time just reversed. The Robin Hood in Kent, Ohio? You remember that is when, because I was like, oh god, these people aren't going to like my answer, but a bunch are actually really cool and down with that. Hey man, you never know when nerds are going to surprise you, right? We're full of all kinds of different surprises, you know? Some of us are way more cultured. Update is coming tomorrow. Okay. See, I was afraid that, like, my product was going to spoil and I was going to not have an answer for that, and I was going to be like, please, God. 2323233367. Well, I mean, if Terrence Howard says it, then it's probably correct. I don't know if you guys know, but he's a celebrity, all right? And he believes that the universe is a flat star flower? A flat star flower. Yeah, I made an announcement on streams that there was a bug that delayed it. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'll read up on it tonight. Is the Megastore game MP? It is not, I believe. I think it is SP. If you will. And I will. Oh yes, I will. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can do this. Oh, no, you can't. Damn it. Only with the recycling one. Damn it. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I'm not going to make a liar out of myself. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to make a liar out of myself. Shut up. Just shut up. Everybody shut up. Everybody shut up and shut up. Hang on. That was, it may have been a very short blooper. Oh no, the stream's dying again. The last patch note said he is adding multiplayer. Well, there you go. We are eventually going to get multiplayer if you see that if you see this before the stream goes kaputs. That's where Kent State University is, where the students were shot in the 70s for protesting Vietnam War. 4 dead in Ohio. Remember that song? I do. I also remember the name Kent State. I know that that's like synonymous with the events that happened there. So there you go. Bada bing. If you guys like empty boxes getting hoovered into a recycling bin, you can do that in this game. I know that probably seasoned players know that, but that is something I only recently discovered. And I think it's very useful knowledge indeed. We need to open the shop. We need to open the shop. I need to stop dawdling. I need to stop stalling. I need to stop making excuses for myself. We must open the shop. We must. And Truck Sim for the actual products being moved, and and Fish Simulator, and Farming Simulator for those products. Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. Fully agreed. I'm so glad. So did you hear? Huey said that that they're gonna add multiplayer. Isn't that cool? We'll get to play it as a group. Pay pay that early because I need payments to be one ahead so that I can anticipate them. Like it's my little cheap way of getting around the whole payments happen at the top of the day thing, so I don't have to worry about that. I'm just gonna know that it's happening. Is this content? Is this content? Is this content real one, raw one? Buy limes. I mean, not limes. Buy apples. Buy apples. Buy apples. Here. There you go. Buy apples. Buy apples. Buy apples. Buy apples. Please. Alright. Multipass Corbin. I use a thing called On Air when I play Flight Sims. That's a third-party program that connects to stuff and makes things like crazy career thing, tracking stuff across different things. It would be cool to do that with multiple Sims. Hell yeah! Like you have like a sim.
Hello.
Like a tracker. Like a excuse me, bitch. Like a tracker or like a lifestyle tracker or something like that. Keep getting the drop frames notifications. Ay, ay, ay. The internet just does not want to be smooth for me today.
Just these. Thank you.
Yeah, that game that I bought recently is basically like The Sims, but like if the whole thing was like Sims 3 or like when you leave your lot, how you like can travel places. But like this one's like your house is in all the travel places too, and then you can go into other shops. It's like how The Sims should be, and just never was. But that's by the same people that made Outbound, I think, or at least the same publishing company. I also bought Outbound. It was a bundle. I bought those things bundled up like a nice little present. Outbound is fun. It's you get to be in like a VW bus. And one of my favorite new cars, newish, like the new cars that are out in modern day. I don't know why I had to say all that. I'll never buy an Apple product. What? No, I mean like the produce. I need him to buy my Apple produce. We're overstocked. Not Apple Watches. Though if he wanted to buy an Apple Watch from me, I'd gladly sell it to him. An Apple Watch in this economy? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Get out. Buy apples. Buy apples, then get out. I need you to buy my apples. I need you to buy these apples. I need you to buy those apples. Buy the apples. Don't mind the mister. Don't mind the mister. Buy the apples. Please, please buy apples. No, not carrots. Buy apples. Stop buying lemons. Buy apples. I need everyone to buy apples. Everyone, you didn't even come over to the produce section, you asshole. Sir. Sir. Okay, well, I guess if matter can just phase through you, then I won't bother you anymore, because that's pretty creepy. But guys, buy apples. I really need apples. I need you to buy apples from me. Don't know why I did that. In pennies?
How's it going?
I'm trying to get rid of my pennies. Sorry, I need to get rid of my pennies. Does that look good? See, she's making a vegetable effigy. I know the materials for a vegetable effigy when I see one. She's making a vegetable effigy. She's into witchcraft. Cops! 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 Hello, cops! Police! 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 I can't do anything. Police! Ah! Police! Let me go! I have to be really close to the mic. But I wanted to make a store announcement. You need to buy apples. Please buy my fucking apples. Or the store's going to close down. I'm going to close it right now if you don't buy apples. Just wanted to let him know. Sorry, headphone users.
Good to see you.
My apologies. It's payback actually on all potential viewers because of the volume of the sound alert that is the Twitch follower alert. So that's what you get. Because that alert is way too loud. And it blasts my eardrums every damn time. If I walked into a store and the cashier was like hard selling apples, I probably wouldn't buy an apple. That's not nice. Don't encourage them. Don't do that. Don't encourage them not to see. He bought an apple. Don't encourage them not to buy apples. That's not nice. I'm trying to get rid of the apples. Oh my god. They want yogurt? Oh shit, I forgot to buy yogurt. I knew I was forgetting something. Buy more apples, goddammit! Well, we'll get yogurt coming in. We'll get yogurt. Don't worry, guys. Don't worry. I will bring fucking yogurt in. I'll bring yogurt in so hard that you won't even be able to recognize that it's yogurt? I guess? You won't even be able to recognize it. It'll be so yogurt that you won't even know. You won't even know how yogurt it is until it's yogurted all up in there. Okay, now it's starting to sound gross. Yogurting. Oh wait, I wanted to buy that. Yogurting. Yogurt shouldn't be a verb. I think I've said it enough now that it's lost all meaning. But in general, I don't think it should be a verb. Wife! Is it? Don't
Hello?
honk at me, you son of a bitch. Hello? Luckily, in my own shop, I can talk as much shit to the customers as I want. Hello?
Hello.
Thank you. That was much friendlier than that person before you. That was much friendlier. Thank you. Appreciate that. It still sounded a little curt, but that's fine. That's fine. I'll just chalk that up to you just, being a person. I'm gonna go yogurting with the wife and kids. Gross! Gross! I don't think it should never be a verb. I disapprove. Are you still out there, shipment? Truck? You still truck? Are you still truck? See, and then to try and be efficient, I would just try and keep the boxes on there and work directly from the boxes. See, do you see how cool that? See, look at how efficient I'm being. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Don't judge me. Don't judge. Don't do that. Don't be mean. Don't be mean to people. How dare you? I could so eat some chips right now. In fact, I just may when I'm done. No, I want to get through the hot dogs. Yeah. Grab that hand truck and go yogurting. Stop! Gross! What? It flew out of my hand. Nobody should ever go yogurting. Oh shit, I forgot I'm actually, like,
I've been waiting a bit.
tending the register.
Someone help here?
Hey, fucking excuse me? Fuck you. Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Did you hear how he talked to me? That is unnecessary. Do you have experience with suits and dresses and clothing? I feel like they take so much space. You only get 4 suits per box. And a full pallet holds 5 boxes. Yeah, dude, like, I mean, you gotta make this shit, like, more complicated than it needs to be, because otherwise it's gonna be too much, like, real work, and this retail work is, like, pretty... It's fairly easy. I mean, you're really just opening boxes and taking cash from people. Like, it's not overly complicated work, though I do also appreciate that ground level workers or essential workers are systematically underappreciated. So don't get it twisted. I just also, you know, believe that these jobs are physically pretty easy, technically pretty easy. But like if you didn't put something like, oh, you've got to be really ultra micromanagey with your ordering, or else it's not gonna bear fruit. Like you're gonna be too caught up in like buying things last minute. That absolutely is definitely like that. I would say that's a game mechanic. All the women buying phallic items. All right, you didn't have to go there, Patrick. Okay, you didn't have to go there. It's not. That's. I don't think that's. I don't think that's a function here. Okay, I don't think that's a consideration that we need to make for these NPC characters. Okay. All right. How rude. Not 47, 49. Agent 47. Come on, bring it. Bring
Hello?
it. Stores. Are you serious? Hello? 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 Very rude. Very, very rude. That's the only thing I can do in return. I can't, like... I can't kick her out. I want to kick her out. That's like a power fantasy, you know? Being able to kick out a rude customer. No, you will not shop here. Good, thank you for asking. That's actually very nice. No one has asked that at all yet today. Yeesh. Can you believe it? Yeah, Huey, I haven't even done clothing yet. I have done seafood. I have done groceries. Not even all of groceries, like only a few of them. I've done toys and whatever the other thing was. Sports, toys and sports. No, I've done sports too. Toys and something. Toys and collectibles? Toys and candy, there you go. Yeah, I've done toys and candy. What is in here again? Full up on that. Oh. God damn, guys. Buy apples. Jesus. Buy some apples, Jesus. Okay. Start the new day first. And then need 2 quarter lemons. And yogurt. Did I order yogurt? Stop! Stop! Everybody stop! Did we order yogurt? Yogurt. Yes. Start out slow with the yogurt. I don't know if I want to, like, buy a bunch right off the bat. But I will need lemons. I will need lemons. That will be something I need. Yep. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Well. Everything okay in there? I think he's defying the laws of physics at the moment. Oh! Okay. Interesting. You can do this as a job in GTRP, but sometimes you might get robbed. There's also all kinds of other shit going on in your life. The only thing you do some of the day. Yeah, see, I like that. You can stay clocked in as long as you want, usually, but you have fatigue and stuff. No. I like that. All right, I think what we're going to do, since it's about 2 o'clock, is we're going to call it here, and then we're going to pick up tomorrow doing the same exact thing. All right? So thank you for watching, if you are still watching, and thank you for joining, and if it was your first time here, thank you very much. Huey, nice to meet you. Thanks, Cynical, for hanging out. Skippy, as always. Raw One, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Hopefully we will see each other earlier tomorrow than today. I think I might be able to manage that. I think we're going to shoot for 9. I think that'll work. Yeah, man, have a good one. Hopefully we can get that spike in viewership again without having the technical difficulties, so I'll actually be able to say hi to them. But fingers crossed. Later, guys. Thank you so much.